Air Conditioning presents Westside Warrior Football on Tubetown. Sponsored in part by Denver's Refrigeration, Max Garage, Ace Sports, and First National Bank.
It is a brisk 52 degrees tonight as we welcome you to Jordan Stadium on the campus of Brookland High School. The Tubetown crew has made the short trip down the road with the Westside Warriors for this conference matchup with the Brookland Bearcats. Andy Manus and Craig Rickert here with you tonight on the call. Craig, both of these teams currently sitting at 1-1 in the 3-4A alongside four other teams.
Yeah, 4A Region 3 has got a log jam right now of teams at 1-1. 6 teams right now. You got Rivercrest, Truman, Westside, Pocahontas. Of course, you have Brookland in there too, and Highland. All of those teams at 1-1. And you know who's watching this one closely also is Pocahontas tonight, because both teams have played Pocahontas, and that's why they're split. Pocahontas beat Westside but lost to Brookland.
That's right, and you know, lost to Brookland in emphatic fashion. That was a game that the Bearcats led 21-0 at the halftime break. They ended up ultimately winning that one 35-26. You're definitely right. The Redskins keeping a close eye on this one tonight. Gosnell right now sitting at the top of the conference. They're undefeated until tonight. You know, obviously they'll play tonight, but 2-0 sitting in the conference right now. They're actually going to be facing off against Brookland next week. So you got to think that they have their eye on tonight's game as well. Of course, both teams coming into tonight's game off of a loss. We saw Westside lose to Pocahontas last week, as you mentioned there. A very close game, 28-25 the final there, the Redskins getting the win. But Truman absolutely steamrolling the Bearcats last week, 34-14. It was a game that the Bearcats had 3 turnovers in, so both teams looking to kind of get off the slide and find a win tonight.
Well, that's what they both want. You want to stay above 500, especially in a conference like this where things are so tight. And right now, like I said, 6 teams tied for second place in this conference, so this one will go a long way to determining, you know, even this early in the season, determining who's could make the postseason coming up here in just a few weeks. We're about almost halfway through the season already. It's just flying by. Yeah,
it really is. It doesn't seem like this is week 6 at all. So, you know, you said it, the conference races are starting to tighten up. A very important matchup as far as playoff seeding goes tonight between Westside and Brookland. Just had the coin toss at midfield. Westside won the toss, and they have elected to receive, so they're going to get tonight's opening kickoff. Going to be looking to see a lot of Tyler Ray tonight. He's got 540 rushing yards on the year, 9 touchdowns, and we know that Westside loves to run the ball on offense.
Well, when you got a player like Ray, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to pound that thing forward as much as you can. They like to keep it between the tackles. Ray has some speed if he needs to get outside, but they are a straight-ahead football team, and the stats bear that their running game is working for him. And Tyler Ray, the statistical leader on this team in rushing yards and touchdowns. But you have to talk about the quarterback situation for Westside. And once again, injuries hurting this team.
Yeah, absolutely. River Engel, we know that he got a little bit banged up in last week's game. He will not start tonight's game. You may see him occasionally, but for the most part, look to see quarterback Dylan Russell under center tonight for the Warriors. You may see Jared Garner back there at times. We know we've seen him a little bit throughout the season as well. So you never know who's going to be back there taking snaps for the Warriors. They kind of did it a little bit by committee last week when they kind of had to figure that out in the middle of things after Engel went down.
Well, one thing we can talk about tonight that I think everybody on the field in uniform, all the parents here, everybody's glad the rain got out of here. Let's not necessarily play weatherman, but thank goodness. I mean, it is brisk tonight, but it is dry. I think unanimous decision. That is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was pretty scary for a while today, and for us up here in our broadcast position, we're not in a press box tonight. We are on a scissor lift up here above the stands in Brookland. So if at times you see our shots seem a little shaky, that's because we're just bebopping around a little bit up here. And here come the Bearcats getting ready.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a breeze here tonight. Again, about 50 degrees here in Brookland, about a 6-mile-an-hour wind. So, yeah, a little bit of shakiness coming here on our scissor lift, the Skycam Express, I guess you could call it, up here in our broadcast position. So, Bearcats have taken the field. Again, if you are just joining us tonight for this conference matchup between Westside and Brookland, the Westside Warriors have won the coin toss they're going to be receiving the opening kick for tonight's game. And if all goes well on offense, you can expect the Warriors to control the time of possession here in tonight's ball game. You can expect them, especially here on this first drive, to control the clock. We know that we've seen them go on really long drives throughout the course of the season, sometimes 15, 16 plays. They eat up, half a quarters, if you will. So you could see that tonight here on the opening drive. Looking at the Bearcat defense, they're allowing 27 points per game this year on defense. A little bit more than Westside. Westside only allowing 21 points per game on defense, but Westside not scoring the ball as much as Brookland has been able to this year. Westside only averaging 18 points per game on the year. And, that's not to say that this team can't score points. I think that's just to say, that talks about their time of possession, the way that they do control the clock, just the way they run their offense.
Well, it's not how long you have the ball. It's what you do with it. If you can take a ton of time off the clock and get points on the board, that's what it's all about. You don't have to win flashy. You don't have to load up the scoreboard. As long as you have one more point than the other team, that's all that really matters. And if you take a bunch of clock with it and you keep the ball out of your opponent's hands, that's going to lead to some W's. And that's kind of the strategy behind the type of offense you're going to see Westside put on the field tonight and all season long. They're a ball control offense, and they are not out there to run up the score. Like I said, they're going to get in the 20s, and that's a good number of points for them.
Mm-hmm. So both teams still waiting to take the field. Not sure quite what the delay is. Both teams appear to be ready on the sidelines. We are almost ready for opening kickoff, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's holding us up. We can also say it's homecoming here at Brookland tonight. We got
Absolutely.
to have the homecoming court announced, so a lot of extra emphasis in this game for the Bearcats. You always want to win that homecoming game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think you talk about a lot of people happy that the rain held off. I don't think anybody's happier than probably the homecoming court. You never want to have to deal with that while you are while it's in the middle of the rain. So
well, I was just glad that, like I said, we are in the dry. We are not not getting soaked up here tonight, because that would make for an interesting broadcast. All these electronic things we're hooked up to in the rain.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that we're suspended maybe 30 feet off the ground here.
I'd say we're a few stories up.
Yeah,
so we got a great view. 45-yard line. We're sitting good. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is holding everything up right now. One thing, how many referees do you see out here?
See at least
I see
two.
two.
I don't see a white hat though.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I do not see a white hat. So the head official is not out on the field currently.
So I wonder if that might be what is holding things up, because both teams are ready to go out here.
I believe Coach Engel, as you see on your screen over there, talking to one of the sideline officials. Of course, Coach Chuck Spear over here talking to one as well, standing about the 50-yard line. So still waiting on tonight's opening kickoff between Brookland and Westside. Brookland, if you are just joining us, 2-3 on the year, 1-1 in conference play. Westside 3-2 on the year, also 1-1 in conference play. Very pivotal game in the 3-4A conference here tonight between the Bearcats and the Warriors.
A lot of eyes in this game tonight, and once again, it's one of those Craighead County rivalries. So, it's homecoming. They both have the same record in conference, so you really know there's a lot riding on this one tonight. You got a lot of bragging rights, of course, because these guys will bump into each other around town and things like that. So you always want to make sure that you can hold your chin a little bit higher than the other guy and say, yeah, we got you on Friday night, no matter which team that is.
Well, of course, Brookland still a program on the rise, if you will, still trying to build some things here, still trying to build a culture here in Brookland. 2-8 last year on the year. They finished conference play 2-5, so got a good leg up so far this year and looking to continue that into tonight against the Warriors.
Yeah, we talk about this conference and how this 4A Region 3 is shaping up in the standings. And one of the games we're going to try to update you on throughout the night, we'll try to get some scores for you. But it looks like Gosnell's taking on Truman tonight. And, of course, that one will be a big one. Truman always they can always put up points quick. And you got Gosnell up there, those Pirates sitting undefeated in the conference standings right now in 4A Region 3. Those two taking each other on tonight. So that one will really go a long way to deciding who is going to take the commanding lead in this conference, because if you can get Gosnell to get the win tonight over Truman, they're sitting there at 3-0. Truman's now down another game at 1-2.
Well, and I'll have to take another peek at the schedule, but last year those two teams were the last two teams that Westside had to face, Truman and Gosnell. They dropped both of those games last year, so you go from being a first-place team to a third-place team with those two games, and so that would certainly be interesting, tonight's game between those two. So definitely going to have to keep an eye on that one here in Brookland. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break before we bring you the opening kickoff between the Brookland Bearcats and the Westside Warriors. Andy Maness and Craig Rickert with the call when we come back to you in Jordan's Stadium here on Tubetown.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my Moore technician, like Uber. And my Moore team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
So the best thing about You First Banking is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to meet our needs. We change what we have to meet your needs. Whether you're the mom who's busy taking care of kids all day and you really just don't have time to stop in the bank, we have products like our mobile banking app to make things a lot easier for you so you can get things done when you're on the run. Or if what you're looking for is that face-to-face interaction, we have 20 locations across the state with someone there to help. At First National Bank, you first, always.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
When we talk about You First Banking, what we're really saying is that we're going to take the banking experience and customize it to meet your needs. Maybe you're that person that's always on the go and you don't have time to come to the bank. We'd love to see you, but we can make it possible with our mobile apps to where you don't ever have to set foot in any of our banks. But maybe you're that person that does like coming to see your favorite teller and you like that face-to-face interaction. We've got 20 locations across the state with a friendly staff that's here for you. Only at First National Bank. You first. Always.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Tubetown is now available on the Amazon Fire TV and Fire Stick. Watch live events from Tubetown on your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. Head over to the App Store and search for Tubetown. Once your app is installed, you can watch every live event from Tubetown. Miss our live coverage? Our past events are available on demand. Download the Tubetown app to your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick today. Tubetown, live, local, from Ritter Communications.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both of my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. And he had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
We welcome you back to Jordan Stadium here in Brookland. Andy Manus, Craig Rickert here with you for the Westside Warriors conference matchup with the Brookland Bearcats. All ready for opening kickoff now, or at least we assume that to be the case. We apparently had a little delay with our referees. We had a couple of referees who were a little late to the party here.
A few zebras short of a herd, I would have to say. You know,
nice.
They talk about, you know, workforce in America right now. People just need jobs are so plentiful that they can't fill all the positions. And I guess we had to do some last-minute recruiting to find a few extra referees. But now we finally got a full crew. We can go ahead and get this game kicked off. Homecoming here at Brookland tonight, and Brookland getting ready to kick off to their opponent, the Westside Warriors.
2 men back deep to return for the Westside Warriors. It looks like Jared Garner, one of those return men, alongside Dylan Russell. And the Bearcats trying to tee it up. Again, a little bit of wind here tonight, about 7 miles an hour, about 52 degrees here for kickoff. And we are underway. Short line drive kick, takes a bounce. Now taken outside to the 20, to the 25, and stopped at the 30-yard line. Jared Garner on the return. And here come the Westside Warriors offense again. Dylan Russell under center tonight for the Westside Warriors in lieu of River Ingle sitting out. He may see River Ingle a little bit tonight, but for the most part, you can expect to see snaps taken by either Russell or Garner.
Yeah, Coach said if necessary, they will find a way to get him in the game, but do not expect him to play tonight, as he is still just fighting the injury bug all season long.
Yeah, had a kind of rough start to this year so far as River Ingle. Hopefully he'll be back in action here soon. 1st and 10. There's a handoff. McPherson stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Bearcats push him backwards for a loss of about 1.
Never got that play started, really. He got hit even behind the line of scrimmage, and just the tacklers grabbed on and drug him down for a couple-yard loss there.
Well, that's one thing, Craig, that Blake and I saw last week in the game against Pocahontas. The Warriors had a little bit of trouble just with the chemistry in losing River Ingle in that game. You didn't see the timing wasn't there, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, between Russell and the tailbacks. So may see a little bit of that spill over here into tonight. There's a turn and a handoff to Tyler Ray. Ray doing what Tyler Ray does, picking up about 7 yards on 2nd down, so 3rd and short coming up.
Once again, he got a really good break. The timing was a little bit better on that handoff. Ray taking it just off right tackle. He said picked up 7-8 yards, got him back in a 3rd and short situation. We'll see what they do with this. Will they give us another dose of Ray, or will they try to go back to the left side?
Bearcats look like they're going to bring 4 down linemen. Tyler Ray usually pretty good in these short yardage situations. One wide receiver over on the far side lined up on the hash marks. Quarterback keeper Russell trying to power his way forward.
Interesting call with 3 yards to go that they would try to pick up 3 yards in a quarterback sneak, but let's see what happens. Let's get the call.
They had to get it to the 40. Looks like that's where they've got it spotted. I think we're going to move the chains here. Nope, it'll be 4th and short.
Yeah.
Not even going to measure that one. So 4th and inches play coming up here for the Warriors on the opening drive of tonight's ball game. We're going to see if the Bearcats can come up with a defensive stand here. Give their team the football for the first time tonight with really good field position.
Getting the stop here would go a long way to get this homecoming started off right for the Bearcats. No
There's the
sneak
turn.
this time. There's
Hand
the
off
first
to
down.
McPherson spins at the 43-yard line. As Craig mentioned, we got the first down. 1st and 10 coming up from the 44-yard line. And Westside with a fresh set.
Well, that's what they needed this time, kind of maybe setting up Brookland a little bit. They've been working the ball up the middle and to the right, and they came back on the left side that time. And nice little spin move there to pick up a couple extra yards. 1st and 10.
And that's one thing that makes Westside dangerous at times is you never know which direction the football is going to go. When Tyler Ray is running it well up the middle, all eyes are in the gaps there. Here he takes a handoff on 1st and 10.
Moving that pile,
and
look at that.
That's exactly what he does. Moves it down to the 50-yard line, nearly 10 yards on that rush. Could be enough to move the chains back-to-back first down runs, but looks like he's going to come up just half a yard short. Oh, it will be a first down. They signal it. So 1st and 10 now at midfield. Ball spotted right at the Bearcat logo on the 50. So 2 back-to-back first down runs for the Warriors. No wide receivers here, so they're going to keep it on the ground once again, it appears. McPherson in the backfield, 2 blockers ahead of him. Handed off on the right side to Ray. Nope, excuse me, Hedger on the carry that time.
Not much on that one, but we talked about at the beginning of the game, Andy, that this Westside offense is a ball control offense. Right now they've already taken almost 3 minutes off the clock in this drive, just consistently moving the ball forward. This is what Coach Engel wants. He wants to take clock and take yards. And so far in this first drive, that's what they're doing.
And they usually don't like to snap the ball until right around 12, 11 seconds left on that play clock. Down to 13 now. 2nd and 7 coming up. Hand off to McPherson. Hit in the backfield. Brushes it off, but can't brush off the next 2 coming at him. Stopped just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll stop him at the 47. A gain of about 2.
Once again, that little spin move got him out of trouble and got him a yard or 2, but we're sitting right now looking at 3rd and 6.
We know that this is a situation where they would love to go to play action, but without River Engel in the game, we'll see if they get behind the arm of Dylan Russell or if they'll keep it on the ground here.
Got 1 man out in the receiving position.
Oh, drew him offsides with the hard count, so a free 5 yards coming up here for Westside. It'll be 3rd and 1 after that penalty.
Take the yards however you can get them. I mean, 5 free ones, 3rd and 1. Now you got 2 shots to get that 1 yard.
Yeah, good job by Russell there, using the hard count to get them offsides. Brookland just a little antsy trying to get ahead of that snap, trying to plug up those holes that the Warriors are trying to run through. 3rd and 1, McPherson in the backfield. Russell pitches to him. McPherson running to his left, has the corner, but there's a flag. Probably going to come back for holding. McPherson has got enough yards for the first down, but the flag sitting back at about the 45-yard line is probably going to indicate this one's coming back.
Yeah, you can see there on the guy who had control on the left-hand side, got his hands inside the jersey, grabbed on. Pretty obvious call for the official right there.
Yeah, take another look at the replay here. Yeah, McPherson had a good edge, but yep, right there.
Right there, number 13 was held by number 40, I think it was, for Westside. Try to break away, just kept hanging on that jersey, and they're going to get you every time on that when you grab the jersey.
That was Curran Bounds, the defensive end for Brookland, who was being held.
But will that penalty be a drive killer? All of a sudden you got 3rd and 14 where they had that 3rd and 1. Now in a position, will they have to pass?
1 wide receiver. Brookland going to bring 4 down linemen. They're going to bring everybody, actually. Here's Hedger bouncing off 1 defender. Stopped at the 48-yard line. make it the 47. And it'll be 4th and a long way to go. Westside's punt team coming on, and Craig, you said it, that penalty was a drive killer.
Made all the difference. You got that gift on that offside. You had a 3rd and 1. You had 2 chances because you know they would go for it in 4th down if they had to. Now they're sitting here at the 4th and 13 and back in their own side of the field. We'll see what happens now. We've also seen Westside's had some trouble with special teams this year, so getting the punt off is never as simple as it seems sometimes. Great kick there.
That was a great kick. Lamberson takes the fair catch at the 22-yard line, and that is where the Brookland offense will come out for the first time tonight. It was a 10-play drive that stalled on the Westside Warriors.
Penalties make all the difference sometimes. They had a very good drive going, picked up a couple first downs, well into Brookland territory, and then that holding. After picking up the first down on top of that, the play got the first down. So not only did they lose that, they went back 10+.
Turning a handoff, little stiff arm, trying to find an outside edge is Caden Matthews. Matthews able to pick up 4 yards on first down. 2nd and 6 coming up.
You can see that Brookland's going to do a lot of misdirection with this offense. They like to set you up, maybe set a trap, get you going one way or the other. But with that 4-man front that you're going to see the Warriors put up there, let's just see how quick they're on their feet to adjust to these spin moves out here.
Lamberson lined up at wide receiver. There's the handoff right up the middle. A lot of running room for the tailback as he crosses the 30-yard line, and that's Eli Richmond on the carry here for Brookland. Not enough yards to move the chains, though. Just a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
Once again, though, once he got through that line of scrimmage, he had some room and a couple good tackles to bring him down because that was a step or two away from being a big game.
Yeah, nice job by his offensive line there, giving him a lane to run through. So 3rd and short now. Still sends a man in motion. Now he'll call him back. Here we go again. There's the handoff. And once again, it was Richmond on the carry. That time, yeah, short gain. And it will be 4th and short coming up.
I think that got back the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Yeah, had to make it down to the 32-yard line. Ball spotted at the 31 right now. And it looks like Brookland may be bringing their punt team on.
Yeah, don't want to risk it when you're this far into your own territory, your own 31-yard line. But as you see, they put up an interesting formation for their punt team.
Yeah, Westside does have 1 man back. High snap, little rugby punt here, and a good kick. 2 good punts here to open up tonight's football game. Fair catch called for by McPherson, and Westside will come out at their own 35-yard line. So quick 3 and out there for Brookland. Good job by the Warriors defense. Really not giving up hardly any yards on that drive.
A couple nice plays, but like I said, they came up short and they decided not to go for it on 4th down. On that punt, though, the official did not go ahead and throw a flag. The punter did get run into after he got the ball away by one of the Westside defenders, but I think the ref made the right call by not throwing the flag there. That contact had nothing to do with it and didn't take his legs out from underneath him. So good non-call by the official in the backfield there.
1st and 10 for Russell under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Looks like he's got 1 tight end and 1 wide receiver. 4 down linemen coming for the Bearcats. Turns and hands to McPherson. McPherson got face masked in the backfield and brought down, and a flag comes flying out. So some free yards coming up here for the Warriors. When I saw that one from all the way up here.
You see that face snap down like that. Pretty obvious call. Not incidental at all. So that'll get some free yardage, like you said, for Westside getting this drive off. Start with the automatic first down.
Well, you said it a minute ago. You'll take those yards any way you can get them.
Mm-hmm.
So ball now moved out to about the 47-yard line. We'll say between the 46 and 47, right at midfield between the hash marks.
Up there, 1st and 10 again for Westside. Let's see what they throw at those Bearcats this time around.
Garner is going to bounce outside to the numbers as a wide receiver. 3 backs in the backfield for Russell. Turns the hands it to Tyler Ray. Tyler Ray trying to fight for extra yardage, but he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Still able to lean forward and pick up 2, maybe 3. We'll we'll just call it 2
Call
here.
it 2. The scoreboard's saying 2. We'll just go ahead and go with that.
Yeah, 2nd and 8 now coming up.
Expect a steady dose of Tyler Ray tonight. I mean, the offense really runs through him.
Yeah, until the defense stops it, like you said, expect to see more of it. Still haven't seen a play-action play. There it is, right there, on the money. Caught at the 40-yard line, and that's Brady Johnson on the reception. That makes me feel great calling that,
yeah,
right?
I mean, you're just like a step ahead of everybody on that one. A 13-yard gain on that pass play. Quick hitter, quick play action. Boom, right there, picked up 13 yards. First pass of the game, and it's a successful one for Westside.
Yeah, you saw there on the replay, everybody bit on the play action to Tyler Ray, and that left Johnson with a nice little opening for the slant pass. Under 4:50 left to play here in the first. And Westside into Brookland territory now. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line of the Bearcats. Oh. Russell dropped the snap, and I believe he hit the turf as soon as he picked it up. So basically like a kneel down there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to call on this. It looks like they're moving the ball forward, but it looks to me like when he picked it up, he should have been down right there at the 39.
Yeah, and I think that's when
they've given him like 3 yards. If they are spotting it correctly. Good call there.
Yeah, Russell was definitely down whenever he picked it up. So, like I said, essentially a kneel down there. Westside avoiding catastrophe there on yet another good drive they've got going here.
Taking some clock, taking some yards.
Handed off to Hedger. Hedger with a lot of running room down the far sideline, but he is quickly hedged in.
They did. They got him. He lowered that shoulder into the Brookland defense and tried to pick up a couple more, but a great tackle there, just forcing him out of bounds.
Well, he had a big running lane over there, but the Bearcats really closed that quickly.
3-yard gain on that play. And once again, we're seeing a steady dose of just run by this Westside team. Just one pass so far, got 13 yards out of it, but just to keep them honest, maybe cleanse the palate. But here we go. Watch him run this ball.
That was Colin Lamberson, by the way, for the Bearcats on that tackle. Good job by him on defense. 3rd and 7, as Craig said, from the 36-yard line. And taken down in the backfield. Ball is loose. The Bearcats fall on top of it, I believe, still scuffling for it. I think a Warrior might have been able to dive in there and wrestle that one away at the last minute. But, oh, man, just tough break after tough break for the Warriors. Saw a lot of this last week, and we talked about it briefly with the chemistry between center and quarterback.
I don't think they've indicated but I don't see any personnel changes out there, so it's looking like it's still Westside's ball. But the quarterback never had a chance there. The defense was in his grill immediately on that snap. Take a look at this replay. Not that replay.
Not that replay.
The defense was in that backfield immediately. Let's take one more look. He didn't even get the handoff off.
Oh, wow.
Look at that great defense there. That ball is knocked loose. I'm trying to figure out how. Boy, I tell you.
Just wrestled it away at the last minute. And that was Bentley Hart for the Bearcats getting in the backfield, disrupting that one. And did he ever disrupt
it. Now we
it.
have ourselves a 4th and 17.
Play action, looking to throw. Johnson, too far for him. Couldn't catch up to it. Russell hit as he threw. And he didn't have a whole lot of time there on 4th and long. The play-action pass falls incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, so far we've seen some good, some bad, and maybe a little bit of ugly out of Westside. They had 2 good drives. They had sustained drives, moving the ball, but these first 2 drives, they've kind of been their own worst enemy. The fumble right there on that drive the time before. They also had a penalty that killed their drive. So right now, they're moving the ball, but they're making crucial mistakes at crucial times, and that is killing these drives.
2-minute, 59-second drive. Stalls right at midfield once again for the Warriors. 2:47 left to play. Stills turns, hands it off. Tailback stopped at the 50-yard line. That's Dylan Bridger on the carry there. Oh, beg your pardon. Caden Strode looked at the wrong number. Caden Strode on the carry for the Bearcats. 2nd and 6 coming up after the 4-yard gain.
Almost into Westside territory. Once they do, it'll be their first venture there so far in this game. Only the 2nd drive right now for Brookland. We talked about the time control, the ball control of Westside, and so far it's showing.
Here's a quick little handoff to Eli Richmond up the middle. Of course, Brookland running this kind of triple option offense that you'll see the likes of Georgia Tech run at the college ranks. Lot of weapons on the offensive side for the Bearcats. Under 2 minutes left to play now in the first. So haven't seen them throw the ball yet either, but as you mentioned, they've only ran. This is their sixth play.
Sixth play of the game. So I'm sure we'll see that out of them tonight. They can get rid of Verse off this offense, and there you go. But here comes the defense.
Still
Look out.
Escaping pressure. It just has to throw it away, and boy, he got that one away right at the right time because he had a couple of Warriors bearing down on him in the backfield.
He felt that pressure coming from his blind side, and he had a ton of time. You'd have to call this great coverage by Westside because he had a ton of time to get rid of that ball, but the Westside D-backs and safeties doing a great job making sure that those receivers didn't get open, not getting a guy to throw to. So good job to the Westside defense.
Yeah, that was Jacob Brown, the linebacker for the Warriors, the initial rusher who flushed still out of the pocket. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Game clock at 1:32. And actually, we've got a penalty down. They're going to call that incomplete pass by still intentional grounding. So,
really?
No wide receiver in the area. He did escape the pocket. It looked like it passed the line of scrimmage, but again, I guess there's nobody over there. So,
well, it most certainly got past the line of scrimmage, and that's a loss of down too. So
sure is. So 4th down coming up indeed, and they had to tack on a couple of penalty yards. So back-to-back 3 and outs here for the Bearcats to start homecoming night. McPherson back deep for the Warriors. Westside not bringing any pressure. Nice little knuckleball of a punt. And that will take a good bounce. You're right. All the way down. Not quite inside the 20, but pretty good kick either way for the Bearcats. Will put the Warriors fairly well back into their own territory for their 3rd drive of the night.
But what will they do with this drive? You expect to see a lot of Tyler Ray. You expect to see them move the ball. But can they iron out the mistakes in this drive? Because right now, at the minute 20 left in the first quarter, they have had this ball probably of this, 10 and a half minutes expired so far. They've probably had it 8 of those minutes. I mean, Brookland has had very few plays, only 2 possessions.
Yeah, Westside, and this is just a rough count, Westside has had it for, you're right, just under 8 minutes. So here we go now from their own 22-yard line. Handed off to McPherson, and McPherson with a full head of steam will hit the hole in the middle and pick up about 4 yards on 1st down. Oh, announcer said 2nd and 8. That's a little bit farther than that. They got 2nd and 7 on the scoreboard, and I think it's 6 down on the field. So
it's that new math.
That's at Common Core, I guess.
Yeah, right.
2nd down coming up here for the Warriors, nearing the end of the first quarter. Still scoreless here in Brookland.
Inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Garner, the 1 wide receiver. Russell takes the snap, hands it off to McPherson. He goes nowhere, but he still hasn't been tackled, so now they will stop the play right at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd and short coming up. And, Craig, it looked a little bit like Russell wasn't sure who to hand it off to or if he didn't clean it.
It didn't look like a clean exchange between him and the center. Take a look right here. Just looks like he kind of fingertips. He just had it on his fingertips and had trouble getting the timing off that, and that's the 2nd time we've seen that. The last drive came to an end because of the bad exchange, he had trouble handling the ball on that fumble that he recovered himself. And so I don't know if the cold playing a factor. My hands are cold.
My hands are as well, and that could certainly be a part of it. But again, we saw a little bit of that happen last week. Saw a little bit of just a lack of chemistry, a lack of timing there.
Right.
And that's just due to reps. It's just, not getting enough reps with Russell. You take reps with River Ingle all year long, and then you have to put a new quarterback into the game. Things sometimes just don't work out the way you need them to. A run on 3rd and 7 will be stopped after a gain of about 1, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. 2nd quarter coming up here from Jordan Stadium on the campus of Brookland High School. Westside and Brookland still scoreless in this 3-4A conference matchup. Andy Maness, Craig Rickert back with the 2nd quarter after this. We welcome you back to Jordan Stadium here in Brookland. Andy Manus and Craig Rickert here with you to start the second quarter between Brookland and Westside, still scoreless. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Tubetown Online, and then also make sure you check us out on Twitter at Tubetown. You can take a look at our current broadcast position here tonight. Let us know what you think about that, because we are not in a broadcast booth, so to speak. I guess technically we are, but not your conventional one.
Yes, we're in the nosebleed seats because we are up so high tonight. The air's a little thinner, so forgive us if we don't talk clearly and succinctly.
Someone have an oxygen mask standing by. Fair catch called for, but the catch was bobbled, so they'll stop him at the 45-yard line. Yeah, and I do think the cold is starting to affect everybody's got, most everybody has gloves on tonight. So a punt will stop at the 45-yard line. That's where the Brookland offense comes back up.
Just about their best field position of the game so far. They got to midfield in the first quarter on their previous possession. We'll see what they do with this one. But great starting field possession at their own 45.
One wide receiver for the Bearcats, still ready to take the snap. Sends a man in motion. He'll pitch it to him out to the right. Caden Matthews, stutter step, broke a defender's ankles as he crosses midfield. Boy, did he cross him up and nearly picked up a first down. 8-yard gain for Matthews. Take a look at the replay. The way he breaks down, chops his feet. That defender didn't know which way he was going.
Hit the brakes. Somebody needs to tie their shoes after that one. Oh,
put him on skates.
Great move. Picks up 7 yards on that one. Nice little cut back to turn him around and get him back over the 50 into Westside territory.
Jacob Brown's got to go back and pick up his shoes at about the 45-yard line. Second and short coming up here. Another run with Matthews. Oh, and he ran right into a Westside defender. Got stopped after picking up the first down, and that's actually going to be, it's not Matthews on the carry. That's Caden Strode on that first down run.
Very nice run on that one. Picks up about 8. And right now, after just those two plays, they pretty much equaled their yardage total the first quarter. The first quarter, I had them roughly for about 15, and I've got them for 15 after 2 plays right there.
Well, you see the strength of Tyler Ray even on defense, because Strode ran right into Tyler Ray, and Ray just dropped him.
Yeah. Brick wall right there.
A run on first down stopped after a gain of 2, so 2nd and 8 coming up. And, oh, look, he really is tying his shoes out there. Jacob Brown really, I don't know if he had to go pick him up, but goodness. 2nd and 8 now coming up for the Bearcats. They quickly are back to the line of scrimmage. One wide receiver. Matthews goes in motion. He gets the handoff, running to his right, and he got tackled by the backside of Brady Johnson that time.
Might even have lost a half a yard on that play if you take a look at where the yard markers are. At best, he got back to the line of scrimmage, but
he runs right into the backside of Brady Johnson. And
who do you credit the tackle on that one?
So 3rd and long coming up for Brookland. Again, they come out with one wide receiver. Matthews to the left. Richmond in the backfield, and Strode to the right. Passing. Toss it out to the far side numbers. It's caught at the 35. Still on his feet near the first down marker, but can't quite get there. 4th and short coming up, but a great catch by Colin Lamberson to bring up the 4th and short situation.
Well, what you're starting to see is they're going to start opening it up maybe a little bit more. What I'm seeing is that on this triple option we've been talking about, a lot of misdirection. And what you're seeing is, if you look closely, Westside's really starting to bite on some of those fakes. It might be time for Brookland to use their quarterback, get him back the other direction, maybe pass the ball on some of these plays.
4th and short. There's the option handoff right up the middle. The Bearcats are going to pick up the first down. Nice little downhill run that time for the Bearcats, courtesy of Nathan Stevens. And they've got a fresh set of downs to work with here.
And this is the first non-3-and-out drive Brookland has had here on homecoming. So confidence building, their offense starting to click, and you're starting to see them move the ball.
Yep, had 2 first downs on this drive. 1st and 10 coming up from inside the 30. One wide receiver comes out, Walker Harrell. I've seen 4 different wide receivers out there for the Bearcats. Send a man in motion. That's Strode. Strode tried to evade Johnson in the backfield, but Brady Johnson does a good job bringing him down for a loss of 1 Stopped at the 30, so second and, we'll give him a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 coming up. Got another new wide receiver out there. Again, it's Colin Lamberson. He
I would look
delivers
to
the
start
play.
throwing this ball because I'm watching this Westside defense, and they're starting to maybe over-pursue, over-commit a little bit on some of these fakes. You might want to see still just look at maybe getting the ball in the air here in a second.
Matthews goes in motion, takes the
Nice.
handoff. Nice little lane to run through, and a great job following his blockers. He picks up about 7 or 8 yards there on second down, so third and manageable coming up. Look at the way he lowers his shoulder and follows 2 of his blockers. He'll take the handoff and just pace right behind both of them right there until he finds his little gap to cut through.
Himself about 8 yards in that play. Setting up a pretty manageable situation now, 3rd and 4.
A good drive here for the Bearcats. Strode goes in motion. Nope, they don't hand it to him. They hand it off right up the middle. My goodness, Nathan Stevens was just bulldozing people out there.
Legs kept chopping, and he kept moving. The pile went with him. 1st and 10.
So the Bearcats convert yet again.
They are in the red zone now, 15 yards to go to pick up the first score in this scoreless game. We're 0-0 with about 7.5 left in the second quarter.
10th play of this drive coming up. This is the first time either team has been inside the red zone. We'll see if the Bearcats can strike pay dirt first. Here's the handoff to Strode. Strode to the 10-yard line.
They can keep picking up yards like this. We're going to see them in here pretty soon. Things get compacted when you get inside the 20, but the way these offenses run, they keep things really between the tackles. You don't see either one going outside very much, so they're just going to keep pounding that ball forward.
Picked up a good block there on the left side at the end of that run. 2nd and 5 coming up. Got to get it down to the 5-yard line. Don't have to score. Of course, that's not what the Bearcats are thinking here. From the 10, they hand it off. Here's Strode trying to find a corner, but cannot find one. He's able to pick up about half a yard. So ball spotted between the 10 and the 9. It'll be 3rd and basically 5 coming up. Under 6:30 left to play here in the first half. Well, that first quarter went by pretty quickly, but this second quarter, it has been all Brookland Bearcats. They have had it since the Warriors opened up the second quarter on a 4th down punt. Here's a pitch out to Matthews. Matthews cuts back, reaches out to the 5-yard line. He's going to be very close to that first down marker.
And things are going to happen now.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what happened at the end of that play, but there was some extracurriculars and a flag thrown for unnecessary roughness. We'll wait for the official call, but
I saw Caden Matthews get up at the end of that, and the Westside Warrior.
One of the Westside defenders threw him to the ground, and I think it was well after the whistle. The play was definitely dead. I don't know if something was instigated. Here's the official call. But who's it going to be on, or could it be on both guys? Personal foul in the defense. Yep.
Well, if it wasn't a first down before, it certainly is now. First and goal coming up.
First and goal, automatic first down, half the distance. Let's take a look at what happened here at the end of the play, because he was down, but he must have got up. The play is dead.
I guess maybe he thought he wasn't dead. The referees didn't blow the whistle, so they.
Well, yeah, maybe you take a look at that again. You kind of wonder what happened. He was kind of spun around, but did his knee ever touch the ground?
So maybe he thought he wasn't down, and again, nobody heard the whistle, so you can't really blame the Warriors there for trying to keep him out of the end zone. Now they're definitely going to have to keep him out. First and goal from the 3, and they're going to push Richmond backwards to the 5. Good job that time by the Warriors on defense. Second and goal coming up.
Brookland might have got away with illegal motion on that one. There seemed to be a little flinch on the left side of that line. These old eyes could be playing tricks on me, but might have got away with one. They might be lucky that they're just looking at being on the 4-yard line there.
This is the 14th play of this drive coming up for Brookland. They have now had it for well over half of this second quarter. Still scoreless. Matthews goes in motion. Keeps it himself, trying to push the pile forward.
Is he in?
Still waiting on the call from the official. Yep. There it is. The Bearcats have scored first here on homecoming night against the Westside Warriors. A 4-yard option keeper for Trent Still.
Finally called his own number. Been handing that ball off all night. I don't know if that was a set play for him to take it or not, because he turned and looked like he was going to hand it off, then took off himself. So, fake.
It looked like a little read option there for Still, and yeah, he read it correctly.
First one on the board. See if they can tack on the PAT. And we talked about ball control and running the clock. Nope, somebody jumps. Brookland taking a page out of Westside's playbook on that drive, just pounding that ball, rushing it up the middle, controlling the clock and controlling the ball. And after a couple 3-and-out drives here in the second quarter, they finally get their offense cooking and get the first score of the game.
And that was a 7-minute, 55-yard, 14-play drive.
Now that's how you play football.
55 yards in 14 plays. That is eating some game clock right there.
And we can take that much time off the clock when you're facing an offense like Westside that isn't quick strike. Westside, 5 minutes is a lot of time on the clock, but Westside does not take big chunks of yards in their offense.
And that's one thing that we've seen them actually struggle with. We saw them struggle with it against Hoxie. We saw them struggle with it against Pocahontas. When they have to play from behind, you just said it, their style of play does not it's not conducive to that.
No, they're not designed to score a lot of points. That's just not the way this team is set up, because they control the ball so well, because they have such long sustained drives. They just don't put a ton of points on the board. So
Harrell has to kick that one off of a high snap. I don't know how the holders somehow still got the ball down, but he did. Extra point, no good for the Bearcats. They lead the Westside Warriors 6-0 with 4:53 left to play in the first half. We're back after the break.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
A 6-0 lead for the Brookland Bearcats after a 4-yard touchdown rush from quarterback Trent Still. They did not get the extra point, but again, they do lead the Westside Warriors 6-0. 4:53 left to play here in the first half. Andy Maness and Craig Rickert back here with you at Jordan Stadium in Brooklyn. The Westside Warriors ready to take this kick from the Bearcats after that touchdown. Craig, a 14-play, 55-yard drive took 7 minutes off the clock here in the second quarter.
Boy, so that's you. If you told me there was going to be a 14-play, 7-minute drive in this game and said which team would that be, I would first guess, of course, Westside. That's kind of what their offense is set up to do, long, sustained, clock-chewing drives like that. But this time it was Brookland, just taking clock, taking yards, and getting the first score of the game. Impressive drive.
Westside Warriors will take the kickoff out to the 32. It was Jared Garner on the return. So now here comes Dylan Russell and the rest of the Warrior offense.
4:48 left to go here in the first half, and you talk about the Westside offense, how it's not a quick strike offense, how they take a lot of clock, how they keep pounding the ball up the middle. What can they do with this almost 5 minutes? We'll have to see, but they're not designed to score a lot of points and come back to take the lead. So let's see what happens here, what they do with this last few minutes of the half.
There's the turn and the handoff to McPherson. McPherson with one stiff arm, but he cannot escape the grasp of J.D. Davis. Davis bringing down McPherson in the backfield. A loss of 2. Oh, loss of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 13 coming up for Westside, and just a missed block there by Garner, it looked like.
Yeah, picture perfect tackle. Just got the legs, wrapped him up, and brought him down.
Well, McPherson is due for a big run here tonight. He has not had one so far. It's been held mostly in check by the Bearcat defense. And Russell will just take this one himself. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard farther than that. So nice little pickup on second down there by Russell. It's the second time we've seen him pick up a good number of yards with a quarterback keeper.
You'll see him throw that in there once in a while, but it's an interesting call when that first play from scrimmage, you lose 3 yards to come back with a quarterback keeper, pick up 3 more, you're back for 4 more, you're back to your original line of scrimmage. Now you're facing a 3rd and long.
One wide receiver. It's a pitch out to McPherson.
There we
McPherson jukes one man at the 40. He's at the
He's gone.
50. One man left to beat down the far sideline. McPherson trying to find the pylon. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Westside Warriors. Touchdown, Logan McPherson. A 67-yard touchdown run.
Well, paint me that I don't know anything going on. Talk about this team not being quick strike, then look what they do. They get outside the tackles, and McPherson takes off for 67. And their first score of the game, all of a sudden, just like that, we're tied up. It's 6 apiece. Great run down the far sideline.
Well, I appreciate Coach Engel making me look real good up here on that. I knew he was, getting ready to break one off. I just didn't know it was going to be right there on that play.
Biggest play of the game so far, 67-yard run.
And that's a 3-play, 68-yard drive. And the extra point, no good. Just a little to the right. So we have got ourselves a tie ball game. 3:26 left to play here in the first half. Westside and Brookland all knotted up on Tubetown.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Westside Warriors taking the field after a 67-yard touchdown run from Logan McPherson. They did not get the extra point, so this one is all tied up at 6. Brookland and Westside. 3:26 left to play here in the first half. Andy Maness, Craig Rickert back here with you at Jordan Stadium in Brookland. The Bearcats ready to take this kick after the big run.
We talk about these long sustained drives we've seen in this game, and all of a sudden we have a 3-play, 68-yard drive and a score.
Yeah, so talk about putting points up in a hurry. Well, they did it. This kick taken out to the 30-yard line, and the return man will step out of bounds. That's Caden Strode.
Looking for the corner. He couldn't quite find it. It's still a decent little return.
And with 3:19 left to play here in the first half, we will see if the Bearcats can find the end zone before halftime. They do get the ball coming out of the halftime break as they kicked away the opening kick tonight. So they would, I'm sure, love to find the end zone once here at the end of this half and score, or at least get the ball back to start the second half. Stilson Matthew is in motion. Still's going to keep it himself. He'll rumble forward for a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Worked for him last time, scored a touchdown the last time they ran that play, so why not do it again?
Yeah, had almost an empty backfield that time, though. I mean, only had one tailback behind him, and he looked like the opposite direction. I don't know. A designed run play there for Trent Still. Keep wanting to call him Kenny Still. I know it's not the right quarterback out there.
No.
One wide receiver. Cornerback is giving him the sideline run as well. Still keeping it himself. Cuts back to the middle of the field, able to pick up 3, maybe 4 more yards. It's going to be close to a first down, but couldn't quite get there. 3rd and short coming up after back-to-back runs by Trent Still.
That's 3 in a row now. Starting to call his own number, and maybe they found something they like. The coaches up here have got some sort of matchup that they think can work for them, and so far it has.
Got a good,
2 nice gains.
Got a couple of good blocks there too. Game clock is ticking down close to 2 minutes, about 14 seconds left on the play clock. Now it's under 10. Both teams still with all 3 of their timeouts. Here's Richmond on the carry. He's going to pick up a first down. Brings it out to almost midfield. Ball spotted just shy of the 45-yard line. Good first down run there for the Bearcats with Richmond on the carry.
Gets him a clock stoppage with 1:55 left. Short clock stoppage while they reset the chains.
Walker Harrell will be the wide receiver here on 1st and 10. Still sends Matthews in motion. Matthews running to his right. Oh, got tripped up at the knees. Hard tackle there. 2nd and 6 coming up after the pickup of about 4.
Once again, you're seeing they're moving the ball consistently, but you have to wonder with 1:20 left, are they soaking this clock? Are they going to put it in the air once and see what they can do with it?
Again, still do have all 3 timeouts. They may let it tick down to under a minute and see what they can do with it then. Still looking to throw now. Ball is in the air and incomplete, and that one's going to go. That one is going to go against Brookland. David York, the intended wide receiver, was trying to hold up and find the football, and without a doubt had hands all over Kessler Engel.
Well, I'm not sure which way this one's going to go. You talk about that ball being catchable. The ball was so far behind.
Oh, wow. I did not see it going that way at all.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that's the way they were going to make that call. I'm going to if you get a chance to take a look at it, but it's one of those cases where the ball was really underthrown. I don't think either player had any chance of coming up with that. Take a look at this. I mean, they're tangling, but
if anything, me, it kind of looked like York had a hold of Engel there.
I might have to go with you, but after seeing that again, it did look like they had a better read on it, but I don't even know if the defender saw the ball.
No, I don't think he did either. I don't think he ever saw it, and York just tried to play a little bit of defense there. And, worked out in his favor. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Still was actually not the quarterback on that play.
When did we get a left-hander out there?
That was Lincoln Tyler on the pass that time, using might have been using Still as a bit of a decoy there.
Still's back in now.
And we taking a look here at Hunter Whitaker. Whitaker getting his shoulder looked at here. Hopefully he's all right. Got a shotgun formation here for the Bearcats. 58 seconds left. Throws it out to Still, and that's Johnson who got one hand on it.
That big paw up there, knocked that down. Great defensive play right there to break up that little screen pass they were working on.
Yeah, that was a great read by Johnson, and he did that. That was incredible.
That was throw your shoulder out. Try now. At my age, if I try to do that, hello emergency room.
My goodness, that was some flexibility on display there from Brady Johnson. What a play to bring up 3rd and 10. Clock stopped with 55 seconds remaining. Both teams still with timeouts.
Got trips left.
He's looking to throw. Tyler takes a shot to the 30-yard line, incomplete, trying to get out there to find David York, and it will miss its mark. So 4th and 10 coming up. Clock stopped with 50.3 seconds remaining. I'm going to have to see a punt here.
Slight change of personnel, but I don't think they're going to be punting it. Looks like they're going to be going for it.
Oh, well, maybe they are. Yeah, Still coming back out onto the field, as is Walker Harrell. So 50 seconds, 4th and 10, ball on the Westside 38-yard line. Both teams still with a timeout, and Brookland is going to take their first of the first half. So we're going to step aside for a timeout alongside with them. Again, 50 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. All knotted up at 6, Westside and Brookland here on Tubetown.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my More technician, like Uber. And my More team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
A 4th and 10 play coming up here for the Brookland Bearcats, set up by this 3rd down stop. Brady Johnson, watch this incredible deflection. Just reaches his hand behind him to deflect that pass. And so again, 4th and 10 coming up here for Brookland from the Westside 38-yard line. Play action, Still looking to throw, rolling out to his right. Going to tuck it and run with it. full head of steam. Cannot pick up the first. He lost the football. They're going to rule it down. Either way, it's going to be Westside football. But I think they wanted a chance to return that potential fumble.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one again because that happened pretty quick. Those were those bang plays.
Really quick.
It makes me think of the NFL, what we've seen the last few weeks. Do you let the play keep going or not? But
exactly.
Take a look at Still. He's going to get hit pretty hard here.
Couldn't see it on the switch.
See if it popped out there or not. But either way, 43 and a half seconds left here in the first half. And Westside, can they strike again? We saw them do it in three plays in their last drive, going 68 yards, capped off by that 67-yard run. Are they just going to sit on it?
McPherson in the backfield. They do still have 3 timeouts. They're going to pitch it to McPherson, running to his left, stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Looks like they're content to just let the clock run for the moment. Can't take the timeouts in the locker room with you. Russell comes back out, 20 seconds remaining.
And 21 on the play clock, so are they going to, well, it looks like they'll run one more.
Maybe get like a hook and ladder or a flea flicker or something along those lines here. Maybe a trick play, or they could just run it with McPherson. We'll see. There's the snap. Handoff right up the gut with Hedger. Hedger, nope. That's Tyler Ray who moves it down to the 45-yard line. That does stop the clock with 2.5 seconds left. And he is going to, Coach Engel is going to call a timeout. Burning his,
set up one more play.
Yeah, burning his first of the first half, but that will likely, this upcoming play will likely be the final one of the first half. We will keep it right here with only 2.5 seconds remaining. Again, all knotted up at 6. Couple of rushing touchdowns, one for either team tonight. One from quarterback Trent Still for Brookland, and a nice 67-yard touchdown run for Logan McPherson for the Warriors. Both teams having a little trouble putting it through the uprights on their first touchdowns of the night. That's why we are at 6-6.
What we've seen is a little bit of everything from these offenses tonight. Of course, the triple option attack for Brookland has shown us a couple different looks, and they've been successful in that scoring drive. Before then, they were having trouble moving the ball here in the first half. A lot of it due to penalties, just 3 and outs in their first couple drives. But you see both these offenses here in the second quarter started to get some traction, started to feel their way around a little bit better. We'll see what happens here in the second half as we come up with one more play until halftime. What is Coach, anything in his bag of tricks here? 55 yards to a score if they're going to try that. It's a different look. Got a couple receivers out to the left, and we'll see what they do.
2 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, maybe a hook and ladder or a little screen here. Here's McPherson. McPherson takes the handoff. Now he's running with it, going to be bottled up in the backfield, trying to find the sideline, and he finally gets it. Gets hit at the end of that very late, and McPherson not happy about it.
Well, we got a late hit. We're going to have an unnecessary roughness on this one. That changes stuff. You know, the half can't end on a
penalty,
defensive penalty. So that's going to tack on 15 yards from the end of that run. Now we're talking they're going to be down, at about the 35-yard line. This could be interesting.
Yeah, that was not a smart hit. McPherson looked like he's just trying to pick up 1 or 2 extra yards at the end of that run before stepping out of bounds, and then just got waylaid.
It was a late hit, to be sure.
So now Russell will come back out with a new play. No time left on the clock here in the second quarter. As Craig mentioned, you can't stop a drive on a defensive penalty, or a half, I should say. So 1 wide receiver, 2 backs in the backfield, 3 backs in the backfield. Turning a pitch to McPherson, looking to throw, takes a shot downfield, and that will fall incomplete. McPherson took a lick as he threw that one, but we will head to the locker room with a score of 6-6. Brookland and Westside in this 3-4A conference matchup. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and break down this first half of action for you here on Tubetown.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my More technician, like Uber. And my More team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
So the best thing about You First Banking is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to meet our needs. We change what we have to meet your needs. Whether you're the mom who's busy taking care of kids all day and you really just don't have time to stop in the bank, we have products like our mobile banking app to make things a lot easier for you so you can get things done when you're on the run. Or if what you're looking for is that face-to-face interaction, we have 20 locations across the state with someone there to help. At First National Bank, you first, always.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
When we talk about You First Banking, what we're really saying is that we're going to take the banking experience and customize it to meet your needs. Maybe you're that person that's always on the go and you don't have time to come to the bank. We'd love to see you, but we can make it possible with our mobile apps to where you don't ever have to set foot in any of our banks. But maybe you're that person that does like coming to see your favorite teller and you like that face-to-face interaction. We've got 20 locations across the state with a friendly staff that's here for you. Only at First National Bank. You first. Always.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Tubetown is now available on the Amazon Fire TV and Fire Stick. Watch live events from Tubetown on your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. Head over to the App Store and search for Tubetown. Once your app is installed, you can watch every live event from Tubetown. Miss our live coverage? Our past events are available on demand. Download the Tubetown app to your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick today. Tubetown, live, local, from Ritter Communications.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both of my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. He had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
We welcome you back to Jordan Stadium here in Brookland. Andy Maness and Craig Rickard here with you at the halftime break between Brookland and Westside. As you see, all tied up after the first 2 quarters, 6 points apiece. It was a rushing touchdown for the Brookland Bearcats with about 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And it was Trent Still finding the end zone from 4 yards out that put the Bearcats up 6-0. Didn't take long for the Warriors to answer that. They answered pretty quickly. The following drive, a 3-play, 68-yard drive. It was a 67-yard touchdown rush for Logan McPherson. And as you see, Westside did not hit the extra point either. All knotted up at 6. A pretty competitive first half after the first few drives by both teams.
Well, we talked about how both these teams like to control the ball. They like to take some clock. Westside, of course, really known for taking a lot of clock in those long, sustained drives. But the scoring drive they had, we talked about that quick hitter. 3 plays, 68 yards, capped off by that 67-yard run by McPherson. And Brookland in the first half here on homecoming took a little while to get going. Their first couple drives, not pretty. Hurt themselves with some penalties. Backed themselves up a couple times, 3 and out the first 2 times, but once they got that triple option attack going, and like I said, it was Stills towards the end calling his last number, and after he called his own number there and got that last drive, and then the following drive, you saw him do a lot more of that. They started to get some more gains, Stills keeping it on that triple option attack, and they were getting the ball moving a little bit better. We'll see what the second half has in store.
Yeah, you could see Brookland's playbook start to open up a little bit. Craig mentioned it in the first half. A lot of defenders for Westside really starting to bite on some of those play fakes using that triple option offense. So got to keep an eye on that. Same thing can be said for Westside, though. You may see them open their playbook up just a little bit with Dylan Russell under center at quarterback, because it seems like every single play the Bearcats are focusing in on both Tyler Ray and McPherson. They're bringing a lot of pressure right up the middle, and that could open up something to the outside, like that big McPherson run we saw. Or they could start to air it out. We've seen Dylan Russell pass it a couple of times. He's been successful on those throws. So
those throws have been working for them when they do decide to go with it, because talk about keeping them honest. They've been run the ball, and then all of a sudden you mix in that little pass. You can catch that defensive line, those linebackers sneaking up a little bit. You can sneak some people in behind and get some nice gains. The one great pass they had there in the first quarter, a nice 13-yard gain, that quick hitter right to the tight end. Westside moving the ball, got a first down on that play, but we'll see what they have in store here in the second half.
Still about 10 minutes left here in the halftime break. We're going to go ahead and step aside for another break. We're going to get ourselves ready for the third quarter between Brookland and Westside. A very, very important game as far as the 3-4A conference goes. Everybody except for Gosnell and Cave City sitting at 1-1 in the conference as of tonight. So obviously that landscape is going to be changing once the scores start rolling in, but this one here in Brookland, very tight between Westside and the Bearcats. 6-6 is the score at the halftime break. We'll step aside and come back with more of the Ritter Communications halftime show right after this.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my More technician, like Uber. And my More team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
So the best thing about You First Banking is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to meet our needs. We change what we have to meet your needs. Whether you're the mom who's busy taking care of kids all day and you really just don't have time to stop in the bank, we have products like our mobile banking app to make things a lot easier for you so you can get things done when you're on the run. Or if what you're looking for is that face-to-face interaction, we have 20 locations across the state with someone there to help. At First National Bank, you first, always.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
When we talk about You First Banking, what we're really saying is that we're going to take the banking experience and customize it to meet your needs. Maybe you're that person that's always on the go and you don't have time to come to the bank. We'd love to see you, but we can make it possible with our mobile apps to where you don't ever have to set foot in any of our banks. But maybe you're that person that does like coming to see your favorite teller and you like that face-to-face interaction. We've got 20 locations across the state with a friendly staff that's here for you. Only at First National Bank. You first. Always.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Tubetown is now available on the Amazon Fire TV and Fire Stick. Watch live events from Tubetown on your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. Head over to the App Store and search for Tubetown. Once your app is installed, you can watch every live event from Tubetown. Miss our live coverage? Our past events are available on demand. Download the Tubetown app to your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick today. Tubetown, live, local, from Ritter Communications.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. And he had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my More technician, like Uber. And my More team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
So the best thing about You First Banking is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to meet our needs. We change what we have to meet your needs. Whether you're the mom who's busy taking care of kids all day and you really just don't have time to stop in the bank, we have products like our mobile banking app to make things a lot easier for you so you can get things done when you're on the run. Or if what you're looking for is that face-to-face interaction, we have 20 locations across the state with someone there to help. At First National Bank, you first, always.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
When we talk about You First Banking, what we're really saying is that we're going to take the banking experience and customize it to meet your needs. Maybe you're that person that's always on the go and you don't have time to come to the bank. We'd love to see you, but we can make it possible with our mobile apps to where you don't ever have to set foot in any of our banks. But maybe you're that person that does like coming to see your favorite teller and you like that face-to-face interaction. We've got 20 locations across the state with a friendly staff that's here for you. Only at First National Bank. You first. Always.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Tubetown is now available on the Amazon Fire TV and Fire Stick. Watch live events from Tubetown on your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. Head over to the App Store and search for Tubetown. Once your app is installed, you can watch every live event from Tubetown. Miss our live coverage? Our past events are available on demand. Download the Tubetown app to your Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick today. Tubetown, live, local, from Ritter Communications.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both of my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. And he had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
A little chilly as we welcome you back to Jordan's Stadium here on the campus of Brookland High School. Andy Maness and Craig Rickert here with you to start the second half between the Brookland Bearcats and the Westside Warriors. Both teams been out here for the last probably 5-6 minutes just trying to get warmed up, as are we all. It is taking a dip in temperature
I don't
here
even know
in
if
Brookland.
it's the temperature so much. The wind has all of a sudden picked up. I mean, this first half it was brisk, but the air was still. And in the last 5 minutes or so, all of a sudden we're holding our papers down and stuff here in our broadcast position. Things have gotten a little breezy, a little nippy.
Little breezy up here in the Skycam Express that we're broadcasting to you from. We're on top of a scissor lift, in case you're just joining us.
That's right.
Here at Brookland High School. 6-6 is the score. Westside kicking off to start the third quarter. Ball taken inside the 15-yard line, now out to the 25. That is Strode on the carry. He brings it out to the 30-yard line. And here come the Brookland Bearcat offense.
We'll see what they have for us. They dialed up some interesting plays in their last drive coming off that triple option. We'll see what kind of things they have in store for the Westside defense here as the first drive of the second half gets underway. Once again, we talked about this at the beginning of the game that these two teams part of a logjam of 6 teams at 1-1 in 4A Region 3. So a lot at stake here in this one. One of those games you come back to at the end of the season for playoff position and say, if we coulda won that game.
First and 10 from the 30. The handoff goes to Strode on first down. Moves it close to the 35-yard line, able to pick up about 4. And the Bearcats picking right back up on that triple option offense where they left off.
Good little game to get the half started for the Bearcats here on homecoming.
Well, we talked about it a little bit during the halftime break. It really seemed like once they got the first few drives under their belt, they really started settling into this option offense of theirs, and the score is only 6-6, but it feels like Westside has had a little bit of trouble slowing this offense down at times. Here's Matthews on the carry. Didn't have any trouble slowing up the tailback that time. Nice hit by Jacob Brown.
Well, as we saw in the first half, those drives that Brookland had going, they ended on their own. Penalties, some miscues, took themselves out of drives, a couple 3-and-outs to start the game. Then we saw them finally start getting going on that offense. But here they are once again, kind of like they started the first half, looking at 3rd and 5 in their first drive.
Yeah, might just need to get that blood flowing. A little bit cold out here. Might still need to warm up a little bit is what I'm trying to say. Too cold to say it. A double handoff. Here's Matthews with a lot of running room across the 50. He's going to pick up the first down and a lot more than that. Moves it into Westside territory. They started off, they handed it off to the right, running to the left, and then they handed it off to the left, running to the right. There's the double handoff, and Strode giving it to Matthews for a big run.
17-yard gain on that play, setting up their first down of the second half. And we talked about it, that the Westside defense was at times getting a little bit jumpy on that triple option, biting off some of those fakes. And there you saw the first time we've seen that wrinkle in the triple option, and it led to a big gain.
2 wide receivers on this look here for Still. 1st and 10 in Warrior territory. Still going to keep it himself. Finds the corner across the 40, out of bounds. And I believe he got near the first down marker. He did, but did not quite pick it up. Thought he might have scooted right past that 38-yard line, but they'll spot him out at the 39. There's the option read. Everybody, as Craig just mentioned, eyes on the backfield, and Still is able to escape to the outside for a nice run. 2nd and short coming up.
Well, we saw that offense get effective in the first half when Still kept the ball, calling his own number off that triple option attack, and it was very effective. That was their only score of the game, was a play like that. And now you're starting to see a little bit more of that as we start this half.
Here's a pitch out to Strode. Strode across the 40, gets a block at the 35. Now the 30, cuts inside. 10, 5, touchdown Bearcats, touchdown Caden Strode. Strode striding to the end zone.
39-yard play right there, getting the touchdown. Also, the score is 12-6, and quick start by these Brookland Bearcats here in the second half.
What an excellent run there.
Strode, got to be loving that. Here, a senior here at Brookland, got his homecoming night and getting to score the big touchdown, 39-yard run. You got to love that for the senior.
5 plays, 70 yards. Now we'll see if they can get the extra point through the upright. It's up. And it's good. So it is now 13-6 after a 21-yard stride by Caden Strode. 10:05 left to play in the third quarter between Westside and Brookland. We're back at Jordan Stadium here in a moment on Tubetown. To 6 is now the score. Brookland has hopped out to a lead on the opening drive of the third quarter. It was a 39-yard touchdown rush from Caden Strode, and the Bearcats get the extra point, so that puts them up by 7. 10:05 left to play. We will see if the Warriors can answer as quickly as they did the last time the Bearcats scored. Only took them 3 plays to find the end zone after the last Bearcat touchdown. There's a high bounce taken by Garner on the kickoff to the 25, now to the 30. Flag comes flying out at the end of that one behind the return. So we'll see if this one's going to go against the Warriors. It looks like it might.
Typically in the kickoff situation, that flag usually means one thing, block in the back or a clipping, and there you go.
Illegal block in the back.
So, yep, goes against the Warriors. An illegal block in the back, as Craig mentioned. Take a look at the replay here. We'll see if we can catch an eye on that. High bounce. Garner nearly misfielded that one.
It was right there directly in front of the referee.
So that will back it up to, I believe, the 14-yard line. Yep, that's where they will spot it. So Westside in a big hole here to start off their first drive of the third quarter.
Another thing I think you saw in that drive by Brookland, it seemed like they were not taking as much time off the play clock. It seemed like those plays were coming at them a lot faster, not giving Westside enough time to adjust.
Yeah, I agree with that. You talk about in the first half, they kind of matched the tempo that Westside put out there. They definitely set the tempo so far here in the third quarter with that quick strike. Here's a first down run up the middle with Tyler Ray, and Tyler Ray rarely stopped for less than 3 yards. That time he stopped for no gain.
Yep, right back to the line of scrimmage, met a wall of Brookland Bearcats and just stood him up and ended the play right there.
So now second and, they'll give him a yard, 2nd and 9 coming up. And again, Westside, we talked about it a little bit back in that first quarter when they were trailing 6-0. They have a hard time playing from behind. We have a face mask at the end of that run. I didn't even see the flag out there.
I didn't see the flag either, but I saw the ref, the ump, the man in the white hat, saying, hang on a second, we got something to talk about here. So evening out those penalties, Westside getting a little help this time. I guess it's a net gain for them. They had the block in the back on the kickoff, but then the face mask penalty, they actually got them a few yards ahead of where they would have been.
Yeah, so now ball moved up to the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Power formation with 3 backs in the backfield. There's the handoff to McPherson. Bounces off of one defender. He's at the 40-yard line trying to catch a block. He's at the 50, still on his feet inbounds as he steps out now at the 42.
28-yard gain on that play. Nice little run right there. And boy, after a first half where we didn't see, aside from one big play, the big run for Westside, a lot of 3- and 4-yard gains. Here we are, second half, some fireworks to get things started.
Stops the clock with 9:35 to play in the third quarter. Just the second play for Westside here in this third quarter. If you're just joining us, a quick strike for the Bearcats to start off the third quarter puts them up 13-0. Here's a pitch out to McPherson on 1st and 10. Crosses the 40, now the 35, full head of steam.
Good night.
McPherson.
Oh my goodness.
Could not quite hit the afterburners hard enough. He gets taken down at the 2-yard line, and he was searching for that corner, much like the first touchdown tonight. There you see he gets the pitch. He gets some excellent blocks upfield, and then once he hits the turbo, he is hard to catch, but you got to credit Colin Lamberson for putting his pedal down to the metal and catching up to McPherson.
You aren't going to see a lot of guys catch McPherson. He had a good angle, good pursuit, and saved that touchdown maybe for now. Ball now at the 3-yard line after that 40-yard run.
We'll see if they hand it back to him and reward him for his carries here on this drive. Nope. Here's the quarterback keeper with Russell. Russell gets a nice little push from behind, and there's the signal. Touchdown, Westside. So they are an extra point away from knotting this one up, and they answer yet again, Craig.
Well, I'm just amazed. Are these the same teams we saw in the first half is what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, that first half was low scoring, not a lot of action, only one large big gain play, and that was the McPherson 67-yard touchdown run. But here we are, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes into this second half now. Third quarter, we've got 2 touchdowns. So I don't know what they drank at halftime. I don't know what the coaches had to say at halftime, but I like it.
I like it, and I want some of it up here in the Skybox Express. Skycam Express, got the name wrong. Extra point on the way. There's the hold. Kick is up. and it is through the uprights. Tied at 13 here in the third quarter. Brookland and Westside, 9:20 left to play. We're back in a moment at Jordan Stadium here on Tubetown.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Andy Manus, Craig Rickert back here with you. 9:20 left to play in the third quarter. All tied up at 13 are Brookland and Westside. The Bearcats awaiting this kickoff here after the 3-yard touchdown rush from Dylan Russell, set up by a couple of big runs from Logan McPherson.
One of 28, one of 40 yards, and then the capper there by the quarterback, the sneak going in, tying this game up at 13.
This kickoff down right at the 30-yard line. Ty Collinsworth very wisely just hopped right on top of that one. Thought about maybe trying to pick it up, but missed his first attempt, so just fell on it.
Keep it safe.
Wise idea. 9:19 again left to play here in the third quarter. And you said it a minute ago, Craig. We'll see if the tempo continues to be a little more fast-paced. 2 wide receivers here for the Bearcats. They'll hand it off up the middle. I think that was Richmond on the carry, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain, so 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens on that because, like I talked about, the pace seemed a little bit quicker for Brookland in that first drive, and it led to a score, their second score of the game. But Brookland following suit as well, picking up their pace a little bit and getting some nice big gainers and getting their score.
Richmond again in the backfield. Strode to the right, Matthews to the left. Matthews goes in motion. He gets the pitch running to his right. Spin move at the 30. He is tripped up by his feet. It was Zach Brown on the tackle.
Looks like he had some room to the outside. Never want to second guess because we're not the ones out there running, but it looks like he had some decent blocking out in front of him. If he could have popped that to the outside, he might have picked up a few yards.
Harrell comes in with the play for Still. And with 15 seconds left on the play clock, the Bearcats will break the huddle, head to the line. 3rd and 7 coming up on their own 33-yard line. Westside got everybody packed into the box except for one defensive back. It's a pitch out to Strode, running to his left. Finds the 35-yard line as he is pushed out of bounds. He's going to be very near that first down marker by the look of that far side official. Just about a yard shy, Craig. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yep. A little bit of work left to do to finish off that drive to pick up the first and 10, but just ran out of field, just wasn't wide enough for him.
He got some good blocks, though, running to that left side to set up that edge. He was able to find it. 4th and 1 coming up from the 39-yard line.
Coach gambling a little bit on this one. 4th and 1, never a sure thing, and here you are deep in your own territory. Well, getting a couple in midfield, but pretty risky play here.
There's the handoff, and they're going to get it. Yep. They move the ball out to the 42-yard line, and on the carry, that was Nathan Stevens picking up the first down.
Gutsy call, going for it on 4th down in your own territory, but picking up the first down, keep the drive alive. You can see this team starting to play with more confidence. All these drives are starting to come together. Some nice big plays, getting things done.
Yeah, hard to think about going for it on 4th down when you're not even at midfield. The ball is at near midfield now. Here's a fake pitch out to Matthews, still looking to throw. Got a man at the 50. It is caught. And it'll be 2nd and 5. And I think out there on that reception, yep, Colin Lamberson hauls it in for a catch.
Still's done a good job on this play. You're going to look. He's going to look to his primary receiver. He's very well covered, but he brings the ball back and hits his secondary target. Picks up a nice little 5-6 yard gain on that play.
I think he did a good job of faking that pitch out, too, because when he first turned and got ready to pitch it out there, it looked like he let it go, but good job just kind of rolling with his momentum and continuing to carry it out on a bootleg.
Good decision.
2nd and 4 coming up. A run right up the middle, still on his feet, trying to fight for extra yardage as the tailback. think that would be Richmond. Nope, it's Stevens again on the carry.
Looks like he's going to be just short of that first down marker, but a 3-yard gain on that play.
What is apparently 4-down territory all the way here for the Bearcats, so.
Yeah, they're looking at it pretty close here. They gave him a pretty generous mark, I think.
It will be 3rd and short or first down. They're going to measure it.
Mm-hmm.
Clock is stopped at 6:55. Yeah, it's always a question from up here. Is it the right foot spot or the left foot spot? Which one are you looking at here, ref?
Which link in the chain are you going to grab onto? Nope.
Got it.
Got it. Nope, wait a minute. Well,
maybe
now.
not. maybe by.
I think. Yeah,
All right.
There we go. That's what we needed to see. All right. 1st and 10.
Looked like maybe by the nose of the football the Bearcats were able to convert. So now instead of 3rd and short, we have got it 1st and 10. Now into Westside territory. Ball spotted at the Warrior 46-yard line. 1 wide receiver for the Bearcats. Johnson coming in. Looks like he's bringing pressure, and I think
Got ourselves a whistle here.
I think the Bearcats got started before the snap. No, they just replay the down, it looks like. So no flag. They just may not have had the clocks set. Goodness gracious, it is so cold. I'm having a hard time talking.
Maybe the chain gang was getting reset, and they didn't quite have the sticks in place yet. Try it again. Pretend it didn't happen.
1st and 10 from the 46. Strode goes in motion, takes the handoff.
He gets
finds the corner. He's at the 40. Cuts back to the middle of the field across the 30, still on his feet to the 25. What a grown man run that time by Caden Strode.
Strode picks up 26 more on that drive. Once again, that misdirection that they throw at them, that misdirection from Brookland, once again, just looking, he had some good blocking downfield. Just outrun to most folks. And then even after that primary hit, 7, 8, 10 more yards after that first hit.
He's got
him around.
5 white jerseys on top of him trying to bring him down. A nice run that time by the senior. Already found the end zone once tonight. He'd like to find it again. Here's Stevens on the handoff. Across the 20, powers his way down to the 15. What a tackle, though, by Tyler Ray. There again, you see him kind of showing off his power, but to no avail, as it is a new set of downs for the Bearcats.
Another first down. This offense from Brookland is really starting to find its ground game right now, taking off big chunks at a time. After so many drives in the first half that just didn't really go anywhere, took off little pieces of yardage, now you're seeing them exert themselves. And the blocking's not only good at the line, it's good downfield. And that's why they're getting these bigger chunks of yardage in every play.
3 consecutive first down runs here for the Bearcats. Again, they go to Stevens right up the middle. He crosses the 10, makes his way down to about the 7, maybe the 8. Looks like they'll spot it between those two. And it'll be 2nd and about 6. Now, they don't have to score here. They only have to get it down to the 2 for a new set of downs.
Not to goal yet.
Nearing the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Tempo has slowed down for the Bearcats, but they still got momentum going. Strode goes in motion, takes the handoff, hit by McPherson in the backfield and dropped at the 10.
McPherson read that play. He was right there waiting for him. Just snatched him up and took a couple yards off that play. Sent him back a couple extra yards.
Well, now it's 3rd and 7. Again, not quite to goal. Got to get it down to the 2, or they got to score, or else it's 4th down coming up. So they break the huddle with 1 wide receiver. Stevens in the backfield. Strode goes in motion. It's another double handoff. Matthews across the 5, taken down just shy of the goal line. They think he's in, but
I think he's short.
No, the referee calls him in. They're going to say that the tailback was brought down on top of the defender, and he was able to cross the goal line. Take another look at the replay here as Matthews gets hit right here, and then right there doesn't hit the turf.
I think that's the right call. He was being tackled, but it looked like he was laying on top of. I don't see
his knee down at all.
Hip or knee.
Nope, right down on top of the defender. Good eye by that sideline judge out there. And the extra point on its way. It will knuckle through the uprights. And another 7 points on the scoreboard here for the Brookland Bearcats. They lead this one 20-13 with 4:23 left to play in the third quarter. Andy Maness and Craig Rickert stepping aside for a moment. We're back with more from Jordan Stadium right after this.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Welcome back to Jordan Stadium here in Brooklyn. The Bearcats putting another 7 on the board. A 11-play, 70-yard drive capped off with a 10-yard rush from Caden Matthews. Bearcats get the extra point. They lead this one 20-13 with 4:23 left to play here in the third quarter. Craig, we talked about it. Didn't really slow the tempo down much, but they did keep their momentum rolling on that drive.
They really did. We've had 3 drives, 3 scores here in the second half. The punters are just taking it easy right now. No turnovers. This has been good football here in the second half. All of a sudden, we got ourselves a ball game.
Short kickoff is going to bounce shy of the 25. They'll run and scoop it up. That's Dylan Russell across the 30. Moves it out to the 34-yard line, and now the Warrior offense will come out and try to score a touchdown here on their turn.
We've been seeing these offenses take big chunks of yardage. Some nice offensive plays by both teams here in the second half. They came out after the first half that was only 6-6 score. Didn't see a lot of potent offense aside from one play that went for almost 70 yards and a score by Westside. And here we are now, not even through the third quarter. We've had 3 more scores. So action is picking up here as the temperatures have dropped.
And dropped they have. It is pretty chilly here tonight in Brooklyn. First and 10 for the Warriors from the 34. Power formation with 3 backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off to McPherson right up the middle across the 40. Nearly broke free, and if he had, he would have been gone to the house.
McPherson, we've seen that speed out of him tonight. He's had 1 run of 67 yards. He had another run that went for 40. He almost scored on. So we know that if he gets a little room, look out. He's got an extra gear that a lot of guys out here don't have, and he can be gone in a heartbeat.
And it's often hard to hit that extra gear when it's this cold out. Your legs just don't want to move as fast as they normally do. So have a even harder of a time trying to track down McPherson. Right now, though, the Warriors trying to track down the Bearcats. 2nd and 1, 3:40 left to play in the third quarter. There's the handoff. That's going to be Hedger on the carry. Oh, Hedger or Tyler Ray. It's going to be Tyler Ray.
Pushing through.
Able to move the chains. A fresh set of downs coming up here. 1st and 10 now for the Warriors. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. And I was going to say, you might see the Warriors start to get back to that style of football that we saw in the first half. We're just kind of eating up chunks of yardage, 3 and 4 yards at a time.
It's effective, no doubt about it. But this what's led them to these moving the ball and scoring is taking more risks.
Timing a little off there on that snap, it looked like, as he tried to get it to Garner, and Garner moves it out to the 47-yard line, but a flag does come flying out back at the 45. 2-yard pickup by Garner. Going to be holding against the Westside Warriors. So they'll replay first down, and now it'll be pretty close to 1st and 20.
Those holding calls will drive a coach nuts.
Well, we saw the opening drive of the game tonight pretty much be stalled by a holding penalty on Westside. So hope that the Warriors don't have that happen to them again right here so far back in their own territory. Nearing the 3-minute mark here for the third quarter. 3 backs in the backfield. Looking to throw over the middle, incomplete, and one of the officials got knocked down by a Bearcat defender. Hopefully he's all right. See him a little slow to get up. He seems to be good. Saw him shaking his head that he was okay. Hopefully he's, that was a little rough there. Pass right over the middle, and if it hadn't been such good defense by the referee there, the Bearcats might have been taking that the other way.
Well, that's the same play that we saw Westside run in the first half. They had a nice gainer on, a 13-yard gain. Tried that same one again, but this time broken up by the defense and the referee.
2nd and 20 coming up. One wide receiver. Play action.
Oh,
Russell.
He's got a man. He wants him. Oh.
Russell dropped the football. Might have fallen right down on top of it, though. And luckily he did. Goodness, he tried to, that was a bootleg play out to the left, but Russell has to turn his body to try to throw that football. And now we have got a Bearcat player who is a little bit slow to get up. So take another look at the replay here. So Russell rolling to his left. He's got to turn his body completely around to try to let go of that. A good job by the Bearcat defender knocking that football loose, and then falling right on top of it is Dylan Russell. With 2:35 left to play here in the third quarter, 20-13 is the score. Brookland leading Westside by 7. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break while they tend to the injured Bearcat. We're back at Jordan Stadium here on Tubetown right after this.
Okay, so finding a heat and air guy has never been easy. But then I got more, and it's a whole new level of customer service. First, they show up on time, and before they arrive, I get a text with a picture of my More technician, like Uber. And my More team never leaves a mess. They treat my home like it's theirs. Google MOHR. That 5-star rating, it's for real.
You deserve more, so visit us online or call us today to schedule an appointment.
But you got to credit Hart for getting in there and causing that fumble. He was the first Bearcat to get to Dylan Russell on that last play. Resulted in a fumble that Russell recovered and a loss of 11 yards. So 3rd and 31 coming up for the Westside Warriors as they continue to help Hart off the field. Here's the play that just happened. Russell rolling out to his left, and then Hart, see the strip there, and then Hart going for it, just gets his leg, looks like his left leg right there. You saw him kind of grab at it.
Kind of looked like his leg was kind of locked, kind of straight, and the guys kind of crashed into him.
So maybe like a hyperextension backwards.
Yeah.
So, never like to see that. Hopefully he's all right. 3rd and 31. Here's the pitch out to McPherson, running to his right. Tried to cut back to the middle of the field, but a great tackle in open space by the Bearcat defense. I don't know who that was that got a hand on him, but my goodness, that was a great stop.
When you got McPherson coming at you that fast, this is a gutsy tackle. I know it's your job, but that is a good tackle.
That's J.D. Davis in there for the Bearcats, bringing up 4th down. Westside trailing by 7. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Going to have to punt it away here.
4th and 26. Easy call on this one.
I'm not even sure Pulaski Academy would go for it here, but they might. I don't know.
They might. They punt like 3.
Seen crazier things. Nice punt by McPherson. A lot of hang time. Yep, but nobody back for the Bearcats. Takes a Westside roll down to about what will be the 27-yard line. So now the Bearcats come back out on offense with a touchdown lead. First time they've been able to do that tonight. Every time they've scored, the Warriors have been able to answer. So now they get to play up 7. We'll see if they change their style, and you may see them slow it down even more.
Well, you might, but I'll tell you what seemed to work for them tonight is just keeping a good, consistent pace. The one scoring drive they had here in the second half, they were snapping the ball a little bit quicker, and then they took their time a little more, polished on that next drive. But once again, here we go. Let's see what they have in store, because stuff is really starting to work. That attack is catching Westside off balance. They're throwing in a few more fakes, and you're watching still keep the ball a little bit more.
Here's Strode on a run to his left across the 30. Tried to cut back up to the middle of the field, but ran right into Logan McPherson, who says, hello, how you doing?
Yeah, McPherson is saying, I don't just play offense. I will lay some wood out here. Watch this hit. Watch how he came from almost all the way across the field. Oh, lots of replay there. But he came a long way across the field to make that play.
Yeah, full head of steam. Beeline for the running back. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Bearcats from their own 32. Now we are under a minute left to play. By the way, that last touchdown drive, 11 plays, 70 yards. It took 5 minutes off of the clock here in the third quarter. Option to Matthews. Matthews running to his right. He's able to pick up first down yardage. And that will stop the clock in the third quarter with 44 seconds left.
It's good enough for another Bearcat. First down.
So 2 plays, a first down. Clock continues to roll now. Probably got time for one more play here in the third quarter before we flip ends and head to the fourth. See how many yards the Bearcats can pick up here before the end of the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 38. Strode to the right, Matthews to the left, Richmond in the backfield. It's Matthews who goes in motion, and he gets the pitch.
Nice
Cuts
cut.
back to the numbers. Bounces outside and is dropped at about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. Not enough to move the chains, but that should be enough to take us to the fourth quarter. And it will. The game clock is at 5. So when we come back, it will be the fourth quarter, 2nd and 1 for the Brookland Bearcats. They will have it at their own 47-yard line. They have got a 7-point lead over their conference foe, the Westside Warriors. 20-13, Brookland over Westside. We're back with the fourth quarter from Jordan Stadium right after this on Tubetown.
So the best thing about You First Banking is that you don't have to change your lifestyle to meet our needs. We change what we have to meet your needs. Whether you're the mom who's busy taking care of kids all day and you really just don't have time to stop in the bank, we have products like our mobile banking app to make things a lot easier for you so you can get things done when you're on the run. Or if what you're looking for is that face-to-face interaction, we have 20 locations across the state with someone there to help. At First National Bank, you first, always.
The final 12 minutes left on the scoreboard here at Jordan Stadium in Brookland. The Bearcats have a 7-point lead over the Westside Warriors, 20-13, as we are ready to start the fourth quarter. Andy Maness and Craig Rickert here with you under the headset. It has been a good game tonight between these two 3-4A opponents. 2nd and 1 right now for the Bearcats. They've got it on their own 47-yard line. Talked about it right there before the end of the third quarter, Craig, that this is the first time that Brookland has been able to come out on offense with a 7-point lead, and could see them start to eat up a lot of clock here in the fourth quarter.
They might. They've been effective no matter what pace they've been on here in the second half, but it seems like when they move a little bit quicker, they're doing a little bit better.
Well, there you see the handoff to Richmond is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 2 coming up after the loss of 1.
And also, if history serves, I don't think Brookland has ever beaten Westside. I think they are 0-7 all time, I think, against the Warriors. So not only is it homecoming for these seniors out here, they've never beaten Westside. And these seniors for Brookland, if they can go out with the win over their rival here in Craighead County, go a long way.
Yeah, cold night for a Gatorade bath, Coach Spear. There's a double handoff to Stevens. Stevens trying to reach forward but cannot. He will get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th and short. Of course, we got a long way to go before we start thinking about any Gatorade baths for anybody.
It is a chilly night out there, but I bet you Coach would take it. He would take a win here, especially in this knotted up conference race. So many teams, 6 teams sitting at 1-1. I don't think he'd mind a nice cold Gatorade shower in a homecoming win over a team he hasn't beaten before.
Here Strode goes in motion, and now they didn't like what they saw on defense, so they're going to call an audible. 6 seconds left on the play clock, and they're just going to call a timeout. Don't want to try to rush this situation. It's a big 4th down situation coming up here for the Brookland Bearcats. 10:42 left to play here in the fourth quarter. They have a 7-point lead over Westside, 20-13. We're going to take a timeout alongside with them. They've got 2 remaining. Westside still got all 3 of theirs. We're back with more from Jordan Stadium right after this. Andy Maness, Craig Rickert back here with you at Jordan Stadium in Brookland. The Bearcats with a 7-point lead, 20-13. Right now, though, big play coming up. 4th and 3. The Bearcats looked like they were going to go for it, but now after the timeout, they've got their punt team out. Logan McPherson back deep, standing at his own 30 to return for the Westside Warriors.
Coach deciding to go ahead and punt the ball away.
Play it safe and a great punt. McPherson backs up to the 20, calls for a fair catch. And the Warriors will come back out trailing by 7.
Well, he's got that touchdown lead, and he says, I got confidence in my defense. Go ahead, try to score on us.
Yeah, might have just been trying to draw the Warriors offside with a hard count before they called that timeout. Could not get it. So now after the punt, again, the Warriors on their own 20. They've got 10:36 left to play here in the fourth quarter. We've seen the Warriors this year eat up an entire 10 minutes on one drive before, so we know they can do it. Trailing by 7. Ingle is into the game for the Warriors. And here's McPherson with a big run on first down across midfield at the 40, at the 30. He's going to win this foot race. Logan McPherson has set up the Warriors for an extra point away from tying it up.
80-yard run on that play. McPherson with his second touchdown run of the night. That one covering 80 yards. His previous one 67. And those two plays right there, that's almost 160 yards, 150 yards on those two plays. But right there, he took that quick hitter. You saw him. He was gone.
One play, 80 yards. Still trying to get set up for the drive, and they snap it and go.
Are they going to go for 2?
They are going for 2 here. Trying to take a 1-point lead. Ingle under center.
On this one.
Hands it off to McPherson. McPherson hit, stretching, gets it. He gets the 2-point conversion, and the Warriors now lead 21-20.
Wow.
Quick as lightning, the Warriors are back on top. 10:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. We're back with more from Jordan Stadium after this.
Denver's Refrigeration is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Just like the Westside School District strives for excellence by engaging learners, empowering minds, and educating all, Denver's Refrigeration strives for excellence by providing you with knowledgeable staff, quality workmanship, and speedy service. At Denver's Refrigeration, we believe it's a great time to be a Westside Warrior. Denver's Refrigeration, 3501 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Welcome you back to Jordan Stadium. A quick turn of events, 21-20. An 80-yard touchdown scoot by Logan McPherson and a 2-point conversion to follow. And now the Warriors are up 21-20, 10:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. Westside getting ready to kick it back to Brookland.
And that was right after Brookland opted to kick the ball away on 4th and 1 instead of going for it there close to midfield.
Ooh, that's a good point. That is a really good point.
Little trick there, too.
Short kick and a knee taken at the 37-yard line. And looks like Coach Spears is yelling at the referee about something. Coach Spears out here at the 30-yard line on the numbers.
I don't know what he might be upset about. The one thing is that you might have noticed that Westside did a little fake there on the kick. They sent one. A second guy came up and did the kick. Did somebody get offsides on that kick?
Well, now the referee's having a little conference out here, and they throw a flag. Referees having a little conference out here between the 35 and 40-yard line, and one of the officials from the other side of the field just threw a flag, and I say threw it. He more or less picked it up out of his pocket and casually dropped it, but.
Unsportsmanlike? I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's just happened here.
All right. We had a illegal procedure there on the Warriors, and the Bearcats have declined it for whatever reason. So 1st and 10 from the Bearcat 38-yard line. Another double handoff. Here's Matthews. Matthews gets past one defender, tripped up by his shoelaces. He will stop at the 46-yard line. So he picks up about 3 yards there on 1st and 10. 2nd and 7 now coming up for the Bearcats, who are trailing by 1.
Trailing by 1 after that gutsy 2-point conversion call by Westside after the 80-yard run by McPherson. McPherson also getting the 2-point conversion. All of a sudden, we got a smell of barn burning, not a field.
Strode goes in motion, still looking to throw. Takes a hit as he launches it downfield, looking to.
No.
That's a flag down. Looking like it might be pass interference, but that one just looked uncatchable. It looked like it was thrown a little too far. Kessler Engel can't believe it.
Well, they were bumping into each other along the way, but he was playing the ball and not the man. I don't. Well, now the West Side. They're discussing it, so whatever it is, it's not clear cut. Oh,
they're going to wave it off. So they just let it be a no call. 2nd and 7, and now Kessler Engel is pumped up over there. He was pumped up after the play, and that just looked uncatchable. It didn't look like Kessler Engel impeded that catch at all.
No, I'd have to agree with that. That was good defense.
So now that does bring up 3rd and 7 for the Bearcats. 9:43 left to play in the 4th. They trail by 1. One wide receiver. Richmond in the backfield. It's Strode who goes in motion. Trying to find a hole to run through, and he can't. It's Garner who stops him in the backfield at the 36-yard line. So it'll be 4th and about 13 coming up here for Brookland.
Great penetration by the defense of Westside right there, forcing Strode to have to back up and go outside a little more than he wanted to. And that gave the defense that extra second to make that tackle and drop him for that 5-yard loss.
So now the punt team on for the Bearcats. Walker Harrell back at his own 25 to punt it away. McPherson standing at his own 30. Westside wants to add on to this lead. They'll get a chance to do it here, barring any turnovers. McPherson calls for the fair catch at the 30-yard line, and now Westside will come back out, leading by 1, 8:57 left to play in the 4th.
What do Engel and McPherson have for us in this drive? There have been a lot of fireworks here recently. Let's see what this duo can do here with the ball as we got 8:57, 9 minutes or so left to go in this game. Then they got that 1-point lead.
And again, that last drive, we did see River Engel come out for the first time tonight under center. It had been Dylan Russell all night long, but now the injured River Engel out there taking snaps. 3 backs in the backfield. McPherson takes the handoff, spins off of, I believe, his own blocker, and is able to get out just shy of the 35-yard line. I'll actually spot him way back here at the 32. Only picked up a yard there, so 2nd and 9 coming up. And this is what the Warriors, this is the position they want to be in, is what I should say, with a 1-point lead and 8 minutes left in the ball game. Again, they can eat a lot of clock off of the scoreboard. Play clock is down to 7. They'll snap it. Here's McPherson running to his left, cutting to the outside at the 35. Trying to push off one defender, is able to make his way down near the first down marker at the 40-yard line, but I think he will be about half a yard shy. Take a look at this here as he makes a little move to bounce to the outside right there, and that gave him just enough separation, smart enough to switch the ball into his other hand, keep it away from the defender.
Well, he's got to be sneaking up on over 200 yards so far in this game tonight. I mean, he's got those 2 big runs, of course, for 80 and 67, and he's had some nice runs also along the way. So he's having a banner night.
3 backs in the backfield. That's what we expect from McPherson. Tyler Ray, who gets the handoff here, has been held largely quiet. And he kind of got twisted a little awkwardly there at the end of that run. Glad he's coming out of that walking all right. He was able to pick up enough yardage to move the chains for the Warriors. So 1st and 10 coming up now from their own 41-yard line.
And it looks like also Bentley Hart is back in the game for Brookland after going out with an injury there in the previous drive. Looked like he had that knee kind of twisted, maybe hyperextended, but they worked him on the sideline, and he's back out there. Good to see that.
Glad to see he's not injured. One wide receiver here on 1st and 10. Hand it off to McPherson again. He'll bounce off of one defender. Lost the football.
Oh, my goodness.
The Bearcats pick it up. They're going to scoop and score. That's Curran Bounds on the scoop and score, and the Bearcats are back on top.
30-yard return on that fumble for Brookland. And lightning strikes 26-21. And also those Bearcats, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they've got the lead back. And are they going to go for two? It looks like they are.
Try to make it a 7-point game once again. Unbelievable. Craig, I almost said something a moment ago about Logan switching his ball carrying hand, and I almost said he's kind of struggled a little bit with fumbling this year.
Well, he also has been effective with that little spin move he's been doing, but the problem with doing a spin move like that is you talked about the ball control. You're opening yourself up to a guy coming at you from the other side. Oh.
And they stopped the 2-point conversion attempt, but the Bearcats have taken the lead.
But you see that happen when a player spins like that. He's turning his back to the guys coming at him, and he opens himself up to have that ball stripped away. No matter what level you're in, high school, junior high, college, or the pros, you see a lot of fumbles in that situation. It happened right there. And also on top of that, not only did the ball come loose, but the ball bounced perfectly for Brookland to just pick it up on a full stride and take it into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, full stride is right, because Curran Bounds picked it up and never slowed down for a second towards the end zone. So a 5-point lead now for the Bearcats, 26-21.
If you would have told me when we went into the half, 6-6, that we'd be sitting here at 26-21 with a fumble return for a touchdown, an 80-yard run for a touchdown, a 40-yard run for a touchdown, if that was going to be the third or fourth quarter we were going to see, I would have said, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Not after the way that the first two quarters went.
Yeah. But here we are. We got ourselves a ball game.
Well, you said it a minute ago. It smells like a barn's burning, not a field.
Not a field.
So very rare this time of year. So 6:56 left. Bearcats kicking off. Knuckleball bounces at the 20. Fielded by Garner. Out to the 25, knocked backwards. So the Warrior offense will come out and set up shop on their own 25-yard line.
I didn't catch who forced that fumble on the last play, but you got to make sure you got to give credit to him.
Yeah, no doubt.
A great play to set up his teammate for a score.
It looked like whoever it was, they punched it out of there, because that ball came flying out. It
went back. It didn't just fall. It went 5 yards backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a good hand on that and knocked that ball out.
All right, here we go, Warriors. 6:50 left to play in the fourth quarter, trailing by 5. Can they get another quick strike? Engel under center, takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Ray. No, ball is on the ground again. McPherson able to fall on it that time. At least I believe so. The referee's still trying to sort out the pile here. It looked like McPherson fell on top of that football. Still waiting on the signal from the official, and no signal, so I think that means it'll stay here with the Warriors.
I don't know if he ever had it.
I don't think that Ray ever. Well,
yeah, he tried to make the handoff, but because he continued on after his move, like he had handed it off, but from our angle up here, it looks like he banged it right to his knees.
Yeah, I don't even know what just happened.
I don't think Engel ever really had his hands on that ball very well.
Yeah, we've
they
talked
retain
about
possession, but they lose 5 yards in the play.
We've talked about the cold affecting the snap tonight. We saw it a little bit earlier with Dylan Russell, and now we could be seeing it here with River Engel. 5:55 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 26-21, Brookland leading Westside. Warriors wanted to talk some things over. I think actually, no, they had to call a timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. So they want to discuss some things in their huddle. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're back with more in the fourth quarter from Jordan Stadium in Brookland right after this on Tubetown.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, and trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Max Garage for your vehicles. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, at Max Garage, we pride ourselves on being professional, reliable, and affordable. From routine maintenance to complex mechanical issues, Max Garage can do it all. Max Garage is a proud supporter of the Westside Warriors. Call Max Garage for your next auto repair.
2nd and 15 after that timeout by the Warriors. They're on their own 20-yard line. Engel looking to throw, play action. Takes a shot downfield, nobody out there. Just had to get rid of that one. And now 3rd and 15 coming up. 5:48 to play in the ball game.
Well, a lot of games are starting to wrap up out there. One of the big ones for our folks in Craighead County they're watching tonight, paying attention to, Wynn and Valley View. Valley View beats Wynn tonight, 28-23. So a huge win for the Blazers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think we were just talking about it. I think the Yellow Jackets undefeated on the year until tonight. So
the Valley View's having a nice season too.
Yeah, Valley View coming in there and wrecking shop tonight. 3rd and 15. There's the handoff to McPherson. Cuts to the outside across the 25, looking for the sideline, steps out right about the 30. Short of the first down, but picks up a nice 7-8 yards there on 3rd, so it will be 4th and about 7.
So what do you do now? 4th and 7, 5:45 left. You got it this deep in your territory, but are you going to get the ball back?
Gotta ask your defense to step up big time here, the way they did back in the first quarter.
Got 2 timeouts left and 5:44 left.
High snap, good kick from McPherson. Nice spiral on it. Nobody back deep to return for the Bearcats, so this one will be downed right about the 33-yard line. So the Warriors need a stop on defense. Bearcats need to eat up some clock.
Homecoming once again here in Brookland tonight. We've been talking about also the history between these two Craighead County schools. Of course, Brookland, relatively new to football, high school football. This program, the youngest of all the programs here in the county. They've never beaten Westside, and here they are with a 5-point lead, 5:32 left in the game for these seniors that have never beaten Westside. Could have happened here at Homecoming.
Here's Matthews on 1st and 10. Cuts back to the hash marks. Still on his feet, fighting for a couple extra yards. Makes his way down to the 40-yard line. A nice run by Matthews. We've seen him run it hard all night long. Now it is 2nd and 4 for the Bearcats. Again, a 5-point lead. That would be huge for this team if they could come away with a win here on homecoming night against a team they have never beaten. And you kind of felt like the wind got knocked out of their sails a little bit after that 80-yard rush by McPherson when Westside went up 21-20, and McPherson just kind of gifted them early Christmas present. There's the pitch out to Strode. Strode trying to find a blocker. Got one, gets the first down. And that will move the chains, does stop the clock at 4:41. But the ball is moving the wrong direction if you're a Warrior fan.
And the clock is really starting to work against you more than anything right now. 4.5 minutes left. You're starting to see Brookland be much more deliberate. They're sending the play in with like 15 seconds left in the play clock, taking their time. These last few snaps have been with 5-6 seconds left in the play clock. They are in no hurry right now, and they shouldn't be. They've got the lead, and the clock is their best friend.
Turning a pitch to Matthews, and Johnson is in the backfield. He was looking for the strip, couldn't get it, but boy, did he pick up a tackle for loss.
7 or 8 yard loss on that one. That'll get that defense pumped up for sure. Big time loss right there.
And he just fought off the offensive lineman like it was nothing. Braden Half couldn't stay in front of Johnson, and Johnson got back there. That's a huge play for this Westside defense. Now 2nd and 18, 3:45 left to play here in the ball game.
8 yard loss. Once again, the clock working against Westside right now, but that play goes a long way towards possibly setting things straight for them.
Here's Stevens on the carry. Tries to take it right up the gut. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He's still able to pick up about half a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 17 coming up. The clock continues to tick down. Now it's under 3:25. So this could be a big play here. This is going to be a big play here no matter what.
You don't want to say this is the ball game, but right here, this is a critical play. If they don't get the first down, even if they take a chunk of clock in between plays, Westside's going to get this ball back with 2.5 minutes left and see what they do with it. There's one of the timeouts.
Well, and I think that's going to be on Brookland because they had 3 seconds left on the play clock, and it is. So trying to avoid a delay of game penalty, the Bearcats are going to have to burn a timeout.
Coach Engel's over there saying, thank you, I can save one of my 2 timeouts.
Yeah, he's probably pretty happy about that. So 2:58 left to play in the fourth quarter, 26-21. Brookland leading Westside. It is 3rd and 17 when we come back after the Bearcat timeout. Back with more from Jordan Stadium after this on Tubetown.
Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team. Becoming a member of the Westside Athletic Booster Club is a rewarding and valuable contribution to the Warrior Nation, our school, and most importantly, our student athletes. The purpose of the club is to promote athletics at Westside High School in an atmosphere that is consistent with the educational philosophy of the school community. Check out our Facebook page for more information on how to become a member. Westside Athletic Booster Club. We're the team behind the team.
I think you use one of your timeouts on this next play if they don't get the first down.
We will see what the Westside Warriors can do here on 3rd and 17. 2:58 left to play in the ball game. Andy Manus, Craig Rickert back here with you at Jordan Stadium. 26-21 Bearcats lead, but they've got it 3rd and 17 right now. Still looking to throw. Still's got a man. Caught at the 44-yard line, well shy even of the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down, and the clock will run down to about 2:15 unless the Warriors want to call a timeout. I think they're content to just let it go here. May even see Brookland take a delay of game penalty.
They might.
But I wouldn't want to give the Warriors another 5 yards.
Well, give them 5 yards plus. What we've seen out of Westside in the second half is they have been able to break off big chunks of yardage. McPherson, despite that fumble in the last possession, has been just a wrecking ball against this Brookland defense.
So they're not.
They don't need a lot of time to score the way they've been playing in the second half. Westside has been moving the ball in large chunks, acres at a time, and now they're going to get the ball back with 2 minutes or so left in the game. And as we've seen, their last few scoring drives, they only need a couple plays.
So Brookland calls I believe that's their final timeout here of the ball game. Westside still with 2, but they wanted to stop the clock, the game clock, when the play clock was down to 1. So didn't want to get that 5-yard penalty for delay of game. It'll be 4th and 13. They'll have to punt from their own 38. Also have to worry about stopping McPherson on a potential punt return, but so far tonight, both teams have called for a fair catch every time we've had a punt.
And McPherson is the deep back on this, and he has been the star offensively of this second half for Westside.
See if they can get enough coverage where McPherson can attempt a run back, or if he'll call for the fair catch with 2:10 left. Snap is good, kick is low and spiraling.
Ooh.
That was dangerously close to hitting a Westside Warrior player. So the kick is down inside the 25-yard line. It looks like it's actually going to be spotted right on the 25. So talk about your 2-minute drill.
This is 2 minutes exactly. 2-minute drill, 2 timeouts. Westside down by 5. They don't need the PAT. They just need the score. And you've got some dangerous weapons out there. We've seen Engel now playing here in the second half. McPherson, of course, the star of the second half. And we have something going on down here at midfield.
Yeah, the referees are.
Flag on the field.
Yeah, flag is down here at the 50-yard line, right in front of the Brookland sideline. So waiting on the call from the officials to find out what this flag is going to be for. All 4 of them are out there conferring with one another. Got one referee back here with Coach Engel on the 30-yard line on the Westside sideline. So this could be interesting. I was going to say Westside's going to have to go the whole length of the field pretty much from the 25 in 2 minutes and 2 timeouts, but
holding.
Oh, a holding. So now they're going to have to go even further than that.
What? Did he just indicate both? I missed
Yeah, I think he indicated maybe offsetting penalties. Coach Chuck Spear is out here with his hands outstretched like he doesn't know what the call's for.
Well, he definitely indicated holding against Westside, but he also made a motion after I turned away. I noticed he made a motion towards Brookland, but it does not look like they're, well, they are.
Yeah, they are getting ready to march it off.
The call is holding on Westside.
So literally the entire length of the field, 15-yard line is where the Warriors are going to start. They're going to have to take it 85 yards in 2 minutes with 2 timeouts.
And I'm curious about that call as there was no return.
How do you have holding when there's no return? It's a good question.
I know there could have been beyond on the line of scrimmage there, they could have been doing some holding, but there was no return. And if there was, based on where the flag was, it was 40 yards away from where anything was happening.
Here's a handoff to McPherson, running to his right. Stretches out to the 20-yard line, able to pick up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up. Clock is continuing to roll, and it does not appear that the Warriors are showing a lot of urgency right here.
Minute 38 left now in the game, and they need a score. And they've got those 2 timeouts. You'd think they'd have some sort of script. They're not calling plays from the huddle. They should have a set of plays ready to go in a situation like this.
Well, and that's the problem they ran into last week when they ran out of time. Simply ran out of time against the Redskins. Looking to throw,
open,
play
though.
action.
He's got a man wide open.
Got Garner at the 40. He's at the 45, the 50. Taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Jared Garner wide open for the pitch and catch from Engel.
So Engel once again making his presence felt here in the second half after sitting out the first half. The left-hander finding his man wide open. Nobody within 5 or 10 yards. Huge gain. Huge gain on that play.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game, how much that run is going to set up play action for the Warriors, but they just didn't have the right personnel in there to execute it. Now, with Engel in the game under center, they've got all of their weapons out on the field, trailing by 5. Here's a pitch to McPherson. McPherson escapes one defender, breaks through, and he gets tripped up. If he does not get tripped up, he is headed to the house. 2 broken tackles.
Take a look at this tackle. There's one of the guys from Brookland here just grabs onto his jersey and just doesn't let go.
And right there is where he had broken free.
Threw him off just enough, but now, under a minute to go, 2 timeouts. We're going down to the wire here on Tubetown.
Back-to-back weeks here for the Warriors. Down to the wire. 1st and 10, the run with Tyler Ray. Runs to the right side, and Coach Engel is going to call his second timeout of the fourth quarter, or of the second half, rather. 46 seconds the clock has stopped at.
And I think it was Bentley Hart that made that jersey tackle right there on McPherson that slowed him up enough to trip him off. You know, Hart earlier in the game went out of the game for a while.
At 74, so let's look for.
And was the guy that looked like he was the one that helped slow that play down. But Hart left the game earlier, looked with a knee injury, but came back in the game. And for right now, that was a big tackle. 1 timeout left.
Here's that replay.
Take a look. I think it was Hart.
70. Is that 74 or 70?
You can't quite tell.
Looks like
70.
big 70.
Right. That was big 7-0 there.
Woo, McPherson is a couple of yoga classes away from breaking that tackle and running that one to the end zone. Just lost his balance there.
Great in half there that just hung on for dear life of McPherson. That little bit of slowing him down was just enough to get his steps off, make him take a tumble, and here we go.
1 timeout left for the Warriors, trailing by 5. 46 seconds left in the game. 2nd and 6 from the Bearcat 23-yard line. McPherson in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. running to his right, trying to find the
Got the
corner.
corner.
He's got one. 15, 10, 5. Tripped up just shy of the goal line. That does stop the clock with 37 seconds left, but it's 1st and goal coming up for the Westside Warriors.
And Coach still has one timeout. Westside still has one timeout.
And they are hurrying up to get to this line. Bearcats have got a substitution coming on.
Quarterback sneak.
Bearcats have 10 guys in the box. Engel takes the snap, trying to push forward, gets a little push from behind. Still no signal.
I think they blew the whistle.
They blew the whistle, no signal. The clock is still rolling. Got to call a timeout. Finally, they get one. And I don't think the clock should continue to roll while the referees are deliberating whether or not it was a touchdown. Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I kept waiting for the whistle. That pile was being shoved around, but it seemed like forward progress had stopped.
Westside calling their final timeout of the ball game. 17.9 seconds left, and it is make or break time here for the Warriors.
Wow.
Got time to run at least 2 plays, depending on
2 plays if you pass.
Yeah, 2 plays if you pass. That's exactly what I was going to say, depending on the play call.
See, look at this pile. I mean, the play right now to me.
And how do you tell if the ball's through there or not? They don't stop to.
And look at that. Also, at the end of that, it appeared that one of the ball came loose. So, when did the whistle blow?
This is an interesting situation, and you know, Craig, we talked about it. This is the same kind of place that they were in last week. No timeouts.
Yep.
Game on the line. Got the ball in scoring territory.
They are inches. I mean, they are on the line.
Yeah, they're on the one. Engel under center takes the snap, trying to push forward. And there is no doubt about it. He had to have gotten it that time. Still no signal from the referees, though.
The clock is ticking. The clock is still going.
Finally, the back official. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
The clock.
Oh, my goodness. Finally, they stopped the clock. The clock should have been stopped with about 8 seconds left.
It was. They have to put time back on that clock. I'm in agreement
the play
with some of the guys in the booth.
The play was blown dead with about 8 seconds left, but the clock continued to roll while the referees are deliberating.
They can't call it a touchdown right now.
And Westside is ready to run a play as soon as they say go.
It will start on the placement. They might not. Oh boy.
Well, they better get ready to get out of the way as soon as they.
And the defense better get in position too.
I think we've got one of the officials coming over here. Oh gosh, here we go. Everybody's getting lined up, ready to go. 3.4 seconds left.
Let's see. The referee is indicating.
Referee is holding up 1-2, so that means 12 seconds back on the clock.
I don't think that's the wrong call.
I don't either. Because, like I said, I don't feel like the clock should be continued to allow to roll if the referees are deliberating.
I remember seeing when that play was almost dead, I remember looking up and seeing like 13 and a half seconds left, kind of waiting for the whistle. And then the clock went down to about 9. It stopped. Then it started again and got down to where we are now at 3.4.
Referee is still calling for 12 seconds, and I don't know if that's some hesitation by our local clock operator here.
Now it's set up to 12.
It's 12. The clock is rolling. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Engel. Oh my gosh! Did we get false start?
False start. Left side of the line jumped.
It's offsides on Brookland. So half the distance to the goal. Clock will start. 5 seconds left. There's the snap. There's the handoff. McPherson into the end zone. Touchdown, Westside. The Warriors are going to win as time expires in Brookland. The Warriors, with a miracle run at the end, come away with a victory against the Brookland Bearcats. The Bearcats are stunned. Coach Spear out on the field. The Warriors are in jubilation on the far sideline. Meantime, the Bearcats are here on the near sideline.
And the
just
referees
devastated.
are leaving the field. The coaching staff staring daggers at this officiating crew tonight. And I have to wonder, I can't argue with their emotion right now. I mean, I'm not sure what just happened there at the end. But I thought the penalty was supposed to be on Westside. I saw those linemen on the left-hand side of the line jump. And then I don't recall, it happened so fast. Did the referees give them, I mean, even though they were right there up on the line, did they give half a distance to the goal? Did they reset the ball?
How do you do half the distance from the one? I guess is a good question. We just witnessed the Westside Warriors drive the ball 85 yards in 2 minutes with 2 timeouts to win tonight's football game against the Brookland Bearcats. The final score is going to be 27-26 with that rush from Logan McPherson.
Well, it figures that Logan McPherson would be the guy to get to cap this game after the game he had. And these two teams showing some great sportsmanship right here, shaking hands. Good to see that. It's interesting, I can tell, if you take a look at the scoreboard out here at the field, they have yet to put up the touchdown for Westside. I think they're just a little sulking a little bit over that, but I can't blame them. Something was very interesting there at the end, and there was quite a hit by McPherson. I'd like to see what happened before that touchdown play, because the penalty was called against Brookland.
And I think we have a no. Thought we might have had a replay of that.
That was the play before.
Yeah, that was the play that they stopped short.
Yeah.
And then after quite some deliberation,
but the clock's still going here. And they put 12 seconds back on the clock.
And a couple of quick stops. Oh, man, it's hard to process the last 2 minutes of this game, what even just happened. Either way, we know that the Westside Warriors are officially coming out of this one tonight with a victory, a miracle drive at the end of that one. 85 yards in 2 minutes time to take a 1-point victory away from Jordan Stadium tonight in Brookland.
Putting a big damper on homecoming for these Brookland Bearcats. And once again, their record, Westside's record against Brookland stays perfect. I think that's 8-0 all time. And tonight was taken away from Brookland in the closing seconds, the final play of the game, 27-26. And it's fitting that Logan McPherson would be the guy to score that touchdown, because he had a monster night out here. He had a 67-yard run, an 80-yard run for a touchdown, and he had that one right there to go ahead and give his team the victory. 1-point win.
27-26 the final. The Warriors celebrate a win tonight, a road win. Meanwhile, the Brookland Bearcats fall to a record of 2-4. And you know, I'd almost rather get stomped on homecoming night than have one snatched away from me at the end of the game like that one. And not even necessarily snatched. That's a poor word to use.
Well, there's losing, and there's losing in the way that all went down, with the confusion with the refs and the clock. I still don't have a firm grasp of what happened right there. With that penalty on the last play of the game, it seems to me the officials lost control there in the closing minute. There was a lot of indecision with the clock and the placement of the ball and that penalty at the end. Everything happened very quickly, and there wasn't a clear-cut decision on what was happening out there. And to their benefit, Westside kept their composure and got the score.
They were able to come away with the win tonight, again, 27-26. Brookland with another tough task ahead of them next week. They're going to be hitting the road and heading up to Gosnell. So going to be a hard game after tonight's loss. Meanwhile, the Westside Warriors will travel back down the road to Jonesboro, and they will host Cave City for their next time out. So again, final score tonight, 27-26. And boy, I'll tell you, you could hear a pin drop out here at Jordan Stadium right now. It is eerily quiet. Now that the game is over with, I think Brookland is just absolutely stunned.
They have to be stunned because of the way that ended. They had that huge play, the fumble return for a touchdown. Everything was going their way. The clock was in their favor. The timeouts were in their favor. And then that big play, though, Engel, who came in the game here towards the end, made that great pass, that 45-yard pass to get his team into enemy territory. And then it was McPherson, just loads of McPherson, finishing off that drive and culminating with the touchdown on the final play of the game.
27-26 the final. A big thanks to everybody who made tonight's game possible. A big thanks to you, all of our viewers at home, bearing the cold with us tonight. We're out here in the Skycam Express, the scissor lift. Big thanks to all of our crew out here as well, bearing the cold with us. Thanks to everybody down in our production truck making this game happen. Again, this final score, 27-26 Westside over Brookland. For Craig Rickard, I'm Andy Manus. So long, everybody. Have a great, safe weekend.
More Air Conditioning presents Westside Warrior Football on Tubetown. Sponsored in part by Denver's Refrigeration, Max Garage, Ace Sports, and First National Bank.